All right, I don't know what happened to my music. It got messed up. I got it. Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks.
We really should have added in the sound effect of like shit going out.
Oh, yeah. Unless that was the music.
Yeah.
Could have been the music. Let's find out. You never know with that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, oh man, the lights and the music's going down. It's like, no, that's what it was.
Brought in by the lovely sons of Bray Wyatt. So evidently,
I'm sorry, what was that?
um,
Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks. We did it. We're live. We got Clump here in the
Yeah.
house. He made it,
somehow I thought I got lost.
but he made it.
Yeah. Just how I go through life.
Just barely making it. But
Damn.
we did it.
Arizona Peach, howdy.
Arizona Peach is here already. We already got people coming flying in. It's because entrances like that.
Right?
How you not going to get people in? You know? That's how they do it.
Is this like still dissolving?
It's still dissolving little by little. It's pretty brutal. Welcome to Wrestling on.
Whoa!
I realize I'm still attached to the HomePod on that. So that is the issue on that. That's why it messed up earlier. I was trying to get into Twitch, and instead it started playing us. So we are here. Let's see. Notifications while the kid is being. I don't know why this won't work. All right, we're good. Everything's good. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestling this weekend, a lot. So we got NXT, we got Summerslam, we got Raw, we got SmackDown. G1 finished up, right?
Yep.
It all happened this one weekend. So instead of breaking down every little thing bit by bit, match by match, we're going to go through kind of a broad overview of how we feel, and then we're going to talk about our top 5 things and bottom 5 things. We are all about tops and bottoms here. We do not pick favorites.
Yeah.
Let's see. What was your, you were about to say something about the music?
Oh, I was going to say, so on the subject of Bray Wyatt, I have a little cousin who is evidently scared shitless of the Fiend now.
Dude, there's no way he's not. I'm scared shitless of the Fiend.
That lantern.
Yeah. Let's get into it in just a minute. So, let's just kind of broadly go over a few things. Are you good with that?
Yeah, it's NXT. It was...
I'm going to have Whistle Pig. I'm listening.
Yeah. It was okay.
I'm trying to get that sponsorship.
I got you. I understand.
Or the cease and desist.
Fair point. I like iced coffee. I would like a cease and desist or just iced coffee. Cold brew.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I do like cold brew a lot.
I mean, I drink it more than water.
There we go. That's right.
Look, we're
Start
good.
off on the bottom. Starting on the bottom, now we here. How'd you feel about NXT?
It was kind of a letdown. Not that it was bad, but I think NXT events have been such amazing events. The past 2 were okay. Like the NXT TakeOver 25, which happened about a month and a half ago, was okay. This was okay. Nothing stood out, and I know that we don't watch as much of the NXT. We're up on it, but I didn't ever really watch it every week, and I still felt way more invested in it prior than I do now. I'm like, I watch it like, okay.
Yeah, let's see. Overall, on our SummerSlam prediction show, we did get a chance to go over some of NXT with at Aaron M. Marsh and at Kevlar on the Rocks. And overall, we all kind of felt relatively underwhelmed by NXT. I would say, to me, the standout match of the night, and I think everyone's going to wholeheartedly disagree, was Candice LeRae versus Io Shirai. I felt that maybe because I haven't been just oversaturated in their work and haven't seen them do a ton. And it was Io debuting as a heel effectively. And it was just a great wrestling match that had a really good vicious side of Io, the fighting heart of Candice, and of course the Gargano way of losing. But I was really impressed by that match.
Yeah, they looked really good in that match. There's a couple sequences in it that were fantastic. I think Candice looked really good. I hope that Candice isn't also defined by amazing matches that she still loses, like how Johnny is. These are great matches, but I'd love to see you win a couple.
Yeah, matter of fact, X-Pac put it in his podcast. He's talking about how good everything was, and he obviously loved all of NXT, as I think most people did. But he did say, he's like, Johnny can't win a match to save his life. Or he said, what did he? It wasn't win a match. It was get one. I think it was just he can't get one to win his life. Like he just can't get a big win. Like, and so I've been saying for almost a year now is that I had almost a full year of really enjoying and rooting for Johnny, and just seeing all these devastating losses when he really needed the win, and ultimately I just kind of checked out. And he even said, he goes, at what point do you just stop caring because they just can't get the win? And for me, my answer was already, but obviously not everyone.
Stackhouse in the house.
Stackhouse! A numero uno. Did you catch the beginning, dude? I'm telling everybody all week that was the best match on the show. Io and Candice, see?
Yeah.
I did. I felt like it was, and even my brother and Kevlar, who didn't agree, or they didn't overall feel huge about the takeover. They didn't agree with me that was the match of the night. They felt that, what was the one? They thought Pete Dunne and Dream and Roderick might be the one that stole the show for them. But realistically, to me, Candice and Io was fantastic. Shayna and Mia Yim was outstanding, and I think Adam and Johnny was another Adam and Johnny match. It feels like I've seen them a dozen times, and it feels like it's not changing or going anywhere. I thought the stupidest spot of the whole night was when they were smacking each other with kendo sticks and not even flinching, and then they did a super kick and they fell. And
Well, and they had the ending sequence, the cage match with barbed wire, and if you're going to put barbed wire in a cage match and have that be an element, and I know you're not a deathmatch guy, fucking use it. You get what I mean? Otherwise, don't have it then, because then it's just kind of like a dumb tease.
Was he even trying to use it? Like, because I could see it if you're trying to use a vicious weapon and you're stopped.
No.
But was he actively even trying, or it just more or less looked like he was carrying it around like a Lucky Charm?
It just felt like teasing it at the end of it, like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I did think that Pete Dunne losing the match, taking the pinfall, was, I thought, absolutely terrible. I thought it sort of undermines the entire NXT UK division, if you ask me.
Yeah.
He's going for the North American title, and not only can he not do it, he gets pinned in it in a three-way match. Like, I think you could have gotten the same result with Dream winning, and you could have even had Pete Dunne do a massive move to Roderick, go for that pin, and then Dream knock out Roderick, or knock out Pete Dunne and get the pin on Roderick, and you would have still three incredibly strong-looking characters. I think Pete Dunne ended up looking pretty weak by the end of it.
Yeah.
Just because he literally got basically beat by both of them. You don't belong in the North American title picture.
Which you wonder, is the goal of doing that to make it look like he's so strong that everyone has to focus on him like a Big Show, or like you put Brock Lesnar in a match with Braun Strowman, we're going to focus on him. But I think that it doesn't work with him because he is built a division. He's got one of the longest title reigns in the WWE at this point, and he's still 5'6".
Yeah, it was the longest title reign in the modern era.
Yeah.
So, I won't go into a ton more depth on that one, but I think, and I'm glad Stackhouse agrees, the match of that night was definitely Io and Candice to me. And I think anybody who's going around trying to say that Adam and Johnny and NXT stole the show and it was all of that and SummerSlam and everything else was awful, I think went in there with that decision before watching. I don't think they were like watching it very thoroughly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I agree.
And I think a lot of people went in there. I kind of went in there expecting that, but not needing that to be the truth. That's not my truth, you know? And so when it wasn't that, I was like, oh, well, let's hope that the SummerSlam picks it up, because I felt rather disappointed in that. Is there anything you guys want to talk about at home? Anything you guys want to bring up? Because I think what we're going to do now, SummerSlam overall, what'd you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Thumbs down. I think SummerSlam was pretty decent. Like,
Thumbs up, you mean?
yeah, like thumbs middle.
Thumbs
like,
in the middle?
Yeah, like there could have been things better. I mean, I think the things that knocked it down to me are 2 matches, and a lot of great matches. But it was just that 2 matches I really disagreed with the match and the results.
Well, let's talk about that before we get into our
Yeah.
top 5, bottom 5. I felt like SummerSlam was absolutely fantastic. I felt top to bottom was great. I also thought that we saw a lot more wrestling, mat wrestling
Yes.
on the main card than we typically see, and I wonder if it was them catering to the Toronto crowd. But like the Natty Becky match was all on the mat. A lot of wrestling. Taz brought up a good point in his podcast. Check out that Taz show. That it was kind of like the battle of two. Where's the noise?
It's a bird.
All right. It was a battle of 2 submissions. They weren't doing a lot of different submissions. It was just each other using the 2 and trying to get their one or the other one. And I could see that. But I thought overall it was pretty great wrestling. And it looked pretty brutal. They looked like they were fighting. As far as what you disagreed with, what were your... Oh, and I want to mention one more because we're going to talk about it again. Everyone's walking away from this talking about Becky Natty. They're talking about obviously Fiend, Seth.
Fiend, you mean?
Fiend and Seth. Those are 2 different spots.
Oh, I thought you meant like the matches, like when you said Becky Natty and then Fiend. So I was like, no, those are different matches.
Oh yeah, no, different matches. But everyone's talking about how great the women were doing, and they're talking about the Sasha, the Becky Natty, the all those even Shayna, but they're not talking about Ember Moon and Bayley, which I thought was a fantastic match.
Yeah.
It was a lot of actual wrestling, lots of moves from both of them that we haven't seen in a long time. So they've been changing up their style, or even seen ever. Bayley, we got the Bayley to belly off the top for the win, and Ember sold it like a champ, flying out like she's a rag doll. I just think that match is not getting enough credit for what I think that it really was. I think it was super showcasing how great Ember Moon is, how underutilized she's been on this roster so far, and what Bayley can bring out of the SmackDown division.
Yeah.
I just think it was a shame that people are glossing over that.
No, I think that I wanted Ember to win, but of course, I kind of knew Bayley was going to win. But I think it was the best way to have Ember lose. Have her look strong. She looked fantastic. Whistle Pig. We want your sponsorship for some reason.
Give me another ice cube. This is not cold enough. Let's drop it in there on top of the other ice.
It's Arizona.
It's not. It's too warm. Yeah, I just thought it was an absolutely fantastic match, and everyone's talking about the women did so great, the women did so great, and they're not talking about, to me, what was one of the more important matches from that respect. Oh, everyone's talking about Trish and Flair. I think that what Bayley and Ember were showcasing as the potential for SmackDown division, I think was fantastic, and I think that should be celebrated.
Absolutely.
So what were your 2 complaints about SummerSlam?
Trish and Charlotte.
Okay.
I didn't think we needed that match. And as I watched it, I didn't think we needed that match still. It could have been, if you're going to do something like that, this would have been great at another point at a WrestleMania. Because there you could have this be a spectacle short match because you're going to have a 5 or 6 hour long card. And you can have it be quick. This is only 3.5 hours for a show, which is shorter than other SummerSlams.
Yeah, but it was in. Let's see, so I missed a lot of SummerSlam. Stackhouse missed a ton of SummerSlam. That sucks, dude. Definitely try to go back and rewatch some of it. I would say it's all worth rewatching, but we'll talk about the highlights. If you didn't see the entire Fiend match, entrance to exit, definitely go out of your way to watch that. I agree with the Trish Flair thing. It was a much better match than I anticipated it being.
Yeah.
I thought, especially with as poor as we've seen Trish be in the last 3 different matches she's been in, even excluding the tag match that she wasn't actually in, she was fantastic in this match. She looked absolutely great, and there was definitely times where I thought, oh, they might give Trish the win on this. They both did very, very good, but I felt like Flair did not give a lot to Trish in the way of putting her over.
Yes.
That Flair did a lot of like, this is it, this is all you got, and didn't sell too much for Trish, and I just felt like she didn't allow Trish to look as strong as Trish was actually being.
And if Trish looked strong, the win, I think, would have meant more to Charlotte.
Yep, and I thought that when Charlotte was leaving, because I thought she stood in the ring a little long, and then she walked away, dust in her hands. I'm like, you couldn't help Trish have a special moment there. Like, Trish had her own moment because the company gave it to her, but I felt like Charlotte was out there to put herself over and was not there to put anyone else over. And I think that was a match where they both could have gone over, even with Charlotte getting the win.
I think that's something that in a lot of Charlotte matches that I don't like, is I get that impression is it feels like she's a fantastic worker, but it's the little things that make it come off like, oh shit, Charlotte looks fantastic, and you know Charlotte's gonna win, but she could do a lot to look fantastic and make someone else look good too.
For sure. My was at Aaron M. Marsh, who was here for the prediction show. He predicted that Flair was going to give Trish a special moment. He said not too far different from Shawn and Flair, the "I'm sorry, I love you" moment that gave you a special feeling about the match and about the pairing and all of that. And I said absolutely not. I don't see Trish putting anybody over that much at all. And I feel like she didn't give us that. She didn't give Trish that. And I feel like that to me was the problem with that match.
Yeah.
Not the match or even Trish. I thought Trish was fantastic, and I was not expecting her to be.
Well, and the other thing is, I think we won't have that moment for a while. The "I'm sorry, I love you," because there was such a built-up known connection between HBK and Flair.
Yeah.
I think the current women's division has this huge fucking gap where they don't connect with the prior women's division. Like, it is two different companies almost. So that I don't see, and they don't build in this other than when they talk about, well, I really like Lita or I really like Trish, and it kind of comes off like canned air, or like, hey, you're supposed to. Yeah, you're supposed to. We don't hear or know how these people connect because the prior women's division, when talent left, they didn't train people. They just left.
They just left, for sure.
So maybe
they didn't help foster them on the way in. So it's almost like the people who are missing from that would be like Paige, AJ, even the Bellas. I feel like could potentially have that kind of connection with, especially Charlotte Flair. I mean, they're the ones who put over Flair and put her on the map.
Paige could do it if she could get medically clear. I think she could have that moment. I think in like 8 years, 10 years, whatever, we'll have that moment with a Bayley, with a Becky, with a Charlotte.
Potentially something like that. I do think that you could have had that potentially with Alexa and Trish, because their careers have been so compared, and as much as Alexa doesn't seem to know a lot of the details, she does always talk about that dream match she has with Trish. So I feel like that because of that true respect there, that I think that moment could have happened somewhere like that. Plus, I think Alexa's performing on a different level nowadays than she was even a year ago. So
this match would have been better if it was Alexa and Trish, not Charlotte and Trish. I don't think either one needed this.
Yeah, I feel like that's possible.
Yeah. My other one?
Let me guess. Was it the Kofi Randy Orton?
No.
I didn't have a problem with that either. Dude, I thought that was a great way to end that match. We'll go over that too. What was your other one?
Continuing. Seth. Seth getting the fucking title.
I don't think... Okay,
well... Not that the match was... The match was not great, but not that... It's not anything to do with the ending. It's not anything... Like, it looked okay. It's that we've seen Seth as a champion. I'm not excited because I don't see him coming out and being a heel. I see him in this championship role continuing to be this boring ass babyface.
That brings us to our top 5 and bottom 5. My bottom 5, the number one thing that I said was absolutely horrible this weekend was everything that encompassed Seth Rollins. This starts with Seth Rollins, I think, never having experienced a rib injury in his life, even a bruised rib, because he's supposed to be out there with these hurt ribs, and he's forgetting a lot of the fact that that's supposed to be painful. I've had bruised ribs, and I thought I might die.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough. I remember I left work that one day. Remember I sneezed, collapsed, blacked out, came to, and was like, well, I better go to the urgent care.
Yeah.
It was just bruised rib. I mean, that shit hurts, man. It's hard to breathe and stuff. They tested me for all sorts of stuff because of how hard it is to breathe with a bruised rib. So
it really put the difference in selling Brock when he hurt his abdomen with Finn.
oh yeah.
And it really, this year has been showing, like, you've been seeing all these things, these matches, and looking back, and you're like, wow, Brock's really a good wrestler.
Brock is awesome,
Brock
man.
Brock is fantastic.
How did we miss it?
Yeah, you're like, you know, this young up and comer Brock here, just
Yeah.
yeah.
But so Seth can't seem to sell a bruised rib for. That is, I feel like it's more potent than it was the last time I had it.
Did you drink water today?
So maybe.
More
I'm gonna get it.
It doesn't
done
even look
tomorrow.
like it's the same color. Like, it looks like it changes colors, and not like a fade. Like it
Yeah. Trying to water it down. Um.
what to mix it with something else.
So no, we're not doing that. This isn't wrestling on the mix.
It could be.
Mixture mixes.
So Seth can't sell the ribs to save his life. I was kind of already over Seth even getting into the match. If you did hear on the way out, he was booed on the way out, but then they went huge when he won. I do think, in their defense of my bottom five, the Brock Lesnar-Seth Rollins match was the best match that they've had together by far. And this is the match that should have been on WrestleMania. This is a match that would have made me believe in him if it was his first time beating him. Like you said, already seeing him with the championship, not interested.
Yep.
The follow-up to that was Stone Cold Steve Austin coming on the air through Skype to fucking beg people to please like him. And then they spent the rest of the show, the commentators, reminding the audience that Stone Cold was begging them, please, for Stone Cold's sake, like Seth Rollins. Please, God. We've got nothing else.
Even before it happened, when they were like, we're gonna have Stone Cold Steve Austin on later to talk about when I heard the match specifically, I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, as soon as I heard it too, I was like, oh my God, he should have been putting over Brock.
That was the first thing I said. It's like, this, our producer here, that, wow, he's not really showing up. He's just doing a Seth promo.
Yeah, and then they talked about his show for all of 10 seconds. Michael Cole cuts the promo on it. Stone Cold says, hell yeah, please love Seth Rollins, and then they cut. It's like, fuck, man, like, just them begging us to love Seth Rollins.
Blue Boyd has a comment here about Seth Rollins selling. Yes, I agree. Seth does not consistently sell.
No.
And
Well, sorry. It just makes me think of when Seth was trying to get pity, and then with Stone Cold coming out, it's like, how desperate are they?
It's like feeling super desperate. Please. Please. I think that, like it or not, and I think they don't like it at all, their top faces in this company are Kofi and KO. I think their third top face in this company is AJ, and he's a heel. I think Roman gets bigger pops than Seth, but he's been getting boos lately too. I just think that you got your head up your ass if you think Seth Rollins is going to be the one to do it. Like, I just don't see it. But I mean, I don't know. Seth's probably a really nice guy. I hear nice things about him. So
he's a good heel. Him and Miz in these face capacities really don't showcase well. They're great as underhanded heels. I think he'd be a good, like, asshole face. Like, yeah, I'm better than you. I'm okay with it, like, as an anti-hero. I think even when it's someone who can sell it, even when it's like a tortured, like an Eddie Guerrero, I'm not a big fan of when they're this ultimate, all-encompassing, like, pure babyface. Like, that's just pandering. I don't ever like it because it doesn't show depth.
yeah. His promo was, I think, absolute trash. I know we're not reviewing the whole thing, but I'll tell you how I opens with Seth Rollins and a cookie cutter pandering babyface promo. That's how I worded it because that's how it felt.
It's very accurate.
It was a positive equivalent of a Drew promo.
Yeah, absolutely. Just not into it. Number one. What was your number one thing you're most excited for this weekend?
Oh, so we're gonna go
Top
down,
5?
up.
Well, we're gonna have to now. We're not just gonna go through all this shit and then we're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna start with the bottom. We're gonna get to we start at the bottom and then we are here.
Down and up. Up, most excited thing, made me the happiest was The Fiend coming out. Hands down. Yeah.
What?
What's happening?
What's going on?
It's The Fiend.
Everything's got to load nowadays.
Yeah. But I think it was fantastic.
I agree. I was a
Little bit.
big fan of The Fiend. Yeah, I was here we go. This is there we go.
No, I think that was the best moment. I think it was the best way to showcase him coming back. It looked good. The only negative note I would put on there was a Corey thing.
Oh, Corey was garbage. What did he say this time?
Why would Finn, basically he's like, why isn't Finn coming out as the demon? Like, before it happened, I was like, yeah, you're not wrong, but just don't take us out of this.
And I think that he's sometimes he feels like he's being the voice of the people in the wrestling community.
Really?
I feel like he thinks that just because he's trying to bring up shit that people are saying on the internet all the time. I feel like Corey almost ruined the weekend. If he could have been removed from this weekend, the commentating could have been really good.
I feel like Corey isn't even a good announcer. The reason he is like I think of like he's Excalibur if Excalibur just shouted over everyone.
Yeah.
Because it's not like Excalibur, like you and I will talk and I'll be like, oh, sorry, because you're talking back and forth. Either one of us could be Corey if we just kept fucking going. And that's all it is just cutting them off.
No, you have to demean all the women first. Then you'll be on his track.
Yeah, objectifies all the women
Almost
first.
just, you say something?
Yeah. Why would she say stuff? Anything.
But I think the Fiend coming out, the entrance was fantastic.
It was amazing, dude. And that fucking lantern, his own severed head, that looked like, to me, that was the Fiend killed Bray Wyatt.
Such a fucking creepy thing coming out. And evidently, I hope, again, not putting anything in dirt sheets, Red, that this is going to continue. I fucking hope it does. I want
Why would it not?
Well, I want that lantern coming out. Well, one
Yeah.
is TV PG, TV 14. This
Yeah.
pay-per-view is TV 14. I think it was that.
Yeah, it was. And I thought that was so great. The fucking dumbass dirt sheets and all their goddamn fucking bullshit. Yo, I waited till after SummerSlam to go back and read all the dirt sheet fucking rumors leading into it. They were wrong about fucking everything.
So much.
They said that they're definitely going to squeeze in a match with Drew McIntyre. They haven't announced it, but Roman Reigns is going to play a huge part. You're going to see Daniel Bryan out there doing something big. Then they said that because it was TV 14, that you can that someone is definitely going to be bleeding. You can expect a lot of the blood in here that you wouldn't normally see. All sorts of shit. Like they're saying like they got fucking people in the back. And if you do, they weren't there, man. They were making it up on their own fucking video game. But that was funny to me.
And how correct were we
Oh yeah.
as in comparison?
Oh yeah, we were spot on. We always are right. Yeah. Stackhouse says you got to remember this wasn't his first career choice. I kind of respect him for being able to make the transition from in-ring to commentary. He's trash, but loves wrestling enough to at least try. I don't have a problem with Corey in and of himself. I have a problem with the way he's trying to portray that character. I don't think that character has a place on TV. I think he could be a good commentator without doing those things.
Yes. I think he's gotten significantly worse because I used to
Yes.
like him a lot more.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, he used to be just pretty snarky and kind of talking out of both sides of his mouth a little bit. Now he just sounds like a fucking idiot. He yells over everyone and objectifies all the women.
Sorry,
Yeah.
producer doesn't have as far a background because I've only been watching for a couple years.
He used to be more subtle. Like, he was just a heel. Now it's like... It went from all the subtleties gone to just yelling and being an asshole.
It feels like I agree with Stackhouse that this wasn't always his first career choice. I feel like the thing he hasn't gotten past in making that transition is he hasn't stopped trying to get himself over. And when you're an announcer, that's not your job anymore. When you're a performer, yeah, you got to get yourself over. When you're an announcer, you are strictly there to get the talent in the ring over. And he does everything he can to only put over his friends or people he wants to fuck.
Yeah.
You're the they're the music, right? Is that
They're
what
the
you said?
lyrics to the music, is what
Lyrics.
Jay Ross says. And so, yeah, I mean, I agree that it's cool that he made that transition, but I think he's gotten progressively worse. He's gotten further away from the vision of getting over the talent and is really focused on getting himself over. Even with that lantern and the way that his mask is, when you look at it, it's almost like he cut his own face off.
Yeah. It's so... I think... I don't want to see... Well, I hope the mask evolves. I think this is a good mask right now. I hope it continues to evolve, and I hope that's part of it. Mainly because I also feel like that probably really sucks to perform under.
I don't think it's a problem.
Well, no, but I'm totally... But I just like... everything's awesome about it.
Dude, the details in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He would do these crazy moves,
Yes.
and he did the head snap, and then he would be like fucking fighting in his own head, and he'd shake himself off and then be back. Like, turmoil.
It's theater.
When watching it with Alexis,
Yeah.
when he does the neck rip to Finn, she jumped. I was like, oh shit, that's cool. That's a good. That's good.
Yeah.
And I love that. Part of me is like, I don't necessarily think that's a great thing to do because I worry about someone trying to do it. Because that's a bad idea.
Yeah.
But goddamn, was it good?
Oh, it was so good. And then when I was watching it with friends, and they're all like, "Did he just murder him? Is this a murder move?" And I was like, "Maybe, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, he's not probably totally murdered, but he's probably mostly murdered."
If it ended there, I would have been okay with it.
I would have been totally fine if that was his finish, or if he did that and then rolled him over, already kind of limp, and puts the mandible claw on him to pin. I'd have been like, "Fuck!" And then you just don't see Finn for 3-4 months. You know what I mean? Like, that'd have been fucking fine.
That would have been great. Like, have him, like, that could have been a good, because I think Finn needs time off.
I think so too, but I also have no problem with the way that it did end. We were fantasy booking a ton of stuff with The Fiend, what his entrance would be like. I feel like that we had a lot of ideas that would be cool, and I feel that Bray knew better than us, and that was fucking incredible. And I do think that you could lead into, especially with the little teaser in the kickoff, you could lead into the club and Balor starting to create an alliance, and now The Fiend and Balor go in separate directions.
Yeah.
But eventually, perhaps The Fiend starts, tormenting the club, scaring them or whatever while they're doing their thing, and then eventually they're like, "You got to get rid of him for us," and he has to get to the demon, and then, by that time, let it play out. Let it be 6-7 months. Let it play out. Fiend is dominant, but we have never seen Fiend versus Demon, and who's gonna win? Is Bray finally gonna get his loss? Is the Fiend gonna finally lose to the Demon? And just really play that of you don't know, because if it was this time, then there's no way Demon can win it. If you drag this out for a while, even up till WrestleMania if you want, then there's gonna start being that seed of doubt of Fiend can't be invincible forever, and can Demon do it? And then no matter which way you go, it's fucking big.
Well, and if my only hope is when Fiend is beaten, he still looks strong after. Like, it doesn't knock him down so fucking much. Like how when Bray Wyatt built up, and then it was like every WrestleMania he'd lose, and you'd be like, "Oh, cool.
Yeah.
This sucks." And it was the first one knocked him down so much that by the time the second WrestleMania is rolling around, and they're talking about what he's done and how built up he is, it didn't matter.
Didn't feel right, yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh, he lost to Cena, like convincingly,
Yeah, I got absolutely no complaints about Fiend, and I think that it needs to keep going the way that it's going.
Cool.
Trying to do that move for 7 years, so I used to do it back in the day. The neck break move. Fuck yeah, Stackhouse.
Yeah.
I get to you snapping some fucking necks.
There's a bunch of bodies under Stackhouse's house.
Do it with the ref.
Yeah.
Have a ref go out, and then have someone have to drag the ref out into the back, and it just be a no contest.
Nice. Yeah. No.
That'll get you some heel heat. You just murdered a fucking referee. Dude, have me come out. I'll be a guest ref for one match. We don't even know this ref. Take the fucking neck thing. They never see me again. That's it. He's fucking dead.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I think you need to do a positive. The reason being is like if we go back and forth where we're doing positive, negative, only we're gonna have one person only giving their happy ones, and one person giving all their bad ones.
Yeah, I thought we were both going back and forth. You said Fiend is your number one, right?
Positive, yes.
That was also my number one.
Okay, cool.
We both had Fiend as the number one greatest fucking thing to happen to wrestling in the history of all times, ever in the history of all things.
Was Seth Rollins also one of your negatives?
He was my number one negative.
Cool, then we're good. Okay. Let's dive over. Okay.
Was that your number one negative?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, fuck that guy.
I was like, this looks like a great thing because I was at work and looking. This looks good. And then I saw this, like, oh, I don't want to fucking watch this.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a better match than I think either one of them had led us to believe that they would be able to put on together. But is to me a little too late.
I like the booking of it at the end of the event too. That it wasn't in the beginning, that it was toward the end in one of those like main event spots.
Oh, the Fiend?
Oh,
yeah, for sure. No, and I thought that Fiend and Finn had an amazing. It was a squash match, but it also wasn't. Finn was fighting back. Mm-hmm. Finn did get Fiend down on his back, did take him to his knees. It wasn't like fighting someone who can't feel pain, but you were fighting someone who seemed to be able to transform that pain.
Yes.
And that was fucking terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was so good.
Can I say one thing?
Yep.
Sorry, producer. When the Fiend was doing that, fighting with himself internally, I just like flashed back to when the Fiend was talking to Finn, saying, "Oh, we like you a lot. We think you're really brave."
Oh yeah.
That's immediately what I was like. Oh, that's such a good connection.
Oh yeah, I
They
felt
did.
the same thing. The talk show host who really likes Finn was like, Fiend, don't do this. You don't do this to him. He's really a nice guy.
Yeah.
And then Fiend shakes him off and goes, no, fuck this dude though. He's walking out here in underwears,
Oh yeah.
socks up to his knees.
Also, Bray Wyatt looks great in the ring. He's never been he's always been agile, but he looks like he dropped a
Right?
lot of weight. He looks but he also, because he's such a big upper body.
Oh yeah,
It's
terrifying.
Yeah, his gear. I'm like, you look scary as shit.
Yeah, dude, he didn't have to get to the ring for me to be like, no, fuck that. I'm not
I'm
doing
out.
this.
Man,
Yeah,
fuck
what
this
are you
shit. I'm
doing?
out.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not a part of any of this. Yeah, Stackhouse thought Bray's feud with Cena was still one of his favorite builds in a long time, and
Build, yes.
but then the payoff was not quite the payoff.
I think it would have been better. That would have been a good 2-year story. He beat Cena 1 year, and then next year have Cena win.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to mention about the Fiend was his use of the mandible claw as a finish, but not as a submission, but as a pin.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was gnarly.
Mm-hmm.
The mandible claw's always been a submission where once they're out they call it. This one they went for the 3 count while he's all.
One that Finn didn't tap, that Finn fainted.
Yes,
I
of
like
course
that.
he
That-
had to.
well-
he was murdered.
But it wasn't like, if it were a tap, it still makes Finn, it's that Stone Cold Bret Hart, he didn't tap.
No, yeah, Finn fought to the death and died. He's dead now.
Yeah.
I do think that, again, as far as fantasy booking goes, the one thing I did want was Finn to have time off because I thought it could really solidify how scary is Bray. And so the fact that Finn kind of got up after the exit and was kind of like, oh God, what happened? It's like, I mean, there's a sense that's kind of cool about the idea of was it all a fucking nightmare or what? But I would have liked to seen some solid, I think Bray Wyatt murdered someone tonight.
Yeah, I would have liked Bray to just stand over him. Have the lights, that weird light thing, and have him just standing over him, or leaving and Finn still be there.
Yeah.
As lights slowly.
The way
fade
he
out.
exited was perfect, but they should have cut to the next commercial with Finn still laying out.
Mm-hmm.
You should not have seen him get up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Matter of fact, once he's there and they had him on the top of the ramp, and the lights kind of flicker again and go out, don't come back. That's it. Go to your next fucking segment.
Have him roll into the ring, and then this would be a cool one if we're bringing back old style things. Have him roll into the ring, and then later in the show, or everyone wonders what happened to Finn. I would have been okay with that.
Mm. Just have Finn disappear altogether.
Yeah.
Let's see. My next of my bottom 5 was, of all the things I hated this weekend, you're one of the things I hated the most, and that would be the audience. Their reaction to Natalia was fucking shameful.
That was such a quiet match.
Becky and Natty? Yeah, but they were also cheering Becky a lot. They were booing on Natty, which I guess is fine, but they were going pretty far with it. And then come Monday Night Raw, she's out there talking about how this is the 1-year anniversary of her dad dying.
Yeah.
And they started chanting boring. And you're like, what the fuck is your problem, guys? Like, this is her hometown. And also her father's. And he died literally a year ago. She didn't make the card last year because of this.
Mm-hmm.
She's out here trying to share a moment with her people. And they're saying, you're boring. This is boring. Shut up. Sasha attacks her. And they start cheering, thank you, Sasha.
Yeah.
Fucked up and unnecessary, dude. I just don't get it.
Ditto, producer. Ditto.
I wouldn't have put the crowd itself into mine. I was going to put that segment into mine where Sasha came out because I don't think we needed that opening to it. I think Sasha could have come out to anyone and it would have been like, fuck.
It would have, but
I think Natty could have had her own spot to talk about that, and that would have been a cool video package.
no, it was the fans' fucking fault for ruining it. It would have been fine otherwise. She would, if she goes out there and people are cheering and they're clapping for her and they got her back because she's a hometown hero. Sasha comes out, has that moment where she put her hands on her face and she says, I'm sure your daddy's so proud of you. And then when she walks over to give me the mic and then slaps her in the face, that should have been the fuck are you doing, bitch moment. But the fans took that away and just cheered, and they ruined it. They made it seem like a regular Sasha thing when that was supposed to be major heel heat.
Which also, I will say, giving you that if they'd done that with Natty, if the crowd, I noticed a lack of response. Like, fuck, you guys are silent.
Yeah.
It would have been really awkward if they were done. Producer.
Just kind of thinking back when Iconics went to Australia, they were loved.
Mm-hmm.
The audience loved them, and I did not understand why Natty's hometown hated her.
Yeah, it was really bizarre.
Well, that wasn't her hometown.
No, but
No.
Canada.
Yeah.
It's like,
On top of that, the fans, they also were booing the Kofi finish and chanting bullshit. And you guys are wrong. Now, I will say that it did feel a little bit like a fast count. It did seem like it went from getting to the outside to both being counted out pretty quick. They didn't make much of a to-do about the ref actually counting. The commentators didn't seem to notice that the ref might have been counting at all. So it was really out of nowhere because they weren't building to like, they're going to be back in the ring or this match is going to be over. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They did none of that. It was just them on the outside, and then all of a sudden you hear the bell ring. You're like, what the fuck was that? So I'll give them that was done sloppily, but that was not a bullshit finish. That's just the beginning of what could be the greatest fucking feud Kofi could possibly ever have.
and I think I wanted this to continue. When I thought I was kind of upset thinking this was going to be a real quick, like, Kofi beats Randy with a really great build, which they built really rapidly, and then we're done. The fact that they're continuing it, I would be excited, like, oh, cool, we're going to see more of this, because this could go on for a while, because, one, it's a good challenge, there is a legit beef, but also, Randy's an amazing athlete. Yeah. He's the pro. He is what a superstar should look like in many ways. Like in Vince's eyes, like that's the thing that I've heard from people. Well, when he doesn't care, you can tell. When he's booking it in, you could get like, shit, he doesn't appear like he cares.
Yeah, but even him calling it in is better than most people who are giving it their all.
He's not calling this in though, when he's not calling it in, god damn, is he good? Like when he was with Bray Wyatt, he wasn't calling it in, and that looked good.
Oh yeah.
The only other times, like, and he's still, like, the ring work's good. What I mean is, like, you see everything, because the ring work's never bad with him. What I think of is like the promos, the just side stuff, because I like when he's heated, when he's there, when he's multi-dimensional. And he's always been good with the New Day. Because
Oh, yeah.
the New Day have broken him, where he's like in the middle of trying to look like a badass, and they make him giggle, and he's like, "Fuck!" Like,
Oh, yeah. No, for sure. I'm trying to think. There was another thing that the audience did that I was like, "What is your fucking problem?" But maybe it was just the fact. I think it was surprising that they were chanting Becky so much during that match. Not that it's not okay for them to like Becky so much, but they were just flat out shitting on Natty the whole match. I just thought that was a bummer.
yeah, no,
I felt like there was something else they did.
no, I'm thinking of the same thing. Like, there was some other part of this that was just annoying as hell. There's like a chant that was.
I think maybe them going nuts for Seth might have
Wait.
annoyed me a little bit, but that's just a personal beef. But I put the audience as my second worst thing of the thing is just because they ruined those spots for those people. If they had given what was expected, and not that you always have to do what's expected of you as a fan or anything like that, but if they had reacted the way that, if they had treated Natty with respect, I think is the end of the story. If you treated Natty with respect, we would have gotten major heat heel Sasha Banks, and we didn't get that until Becky came out, and even that was like slow building because they were so hyped on cheering for Sasha beating up Natty. It was kind of like, fuck, man.
They knocked down their own potentially awesome hype moment.
Yeah.
Good. Oh, I was gonna say, even and I will add. I'm not gonna add this to my top 5, but I will agree with you. They even did like, I like creative crowd chants. Like, I love the English shows half for the crowd chant and shit. I loved that the crowd was singing the Canadian national anthem.
Oh yeah.
But everything else, to me, what I kept noticing was, like I said, they just seem like they're not into it. Like, and if that's the case, why are you here?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like when they've done shows in Canada and it's like the people are just over the top, like, oh my god, I love it. Like Brett, when Brett's on and they're like cheering like crazy for Brett.
Yeah.
It just felt like 20,000 people paid money to go here and don't give a shit. And this is why we don't go to Toronto a lot.
Yeah, but they gave what they gave it all to KO and Edge. I felt like, you know, I mean, they even gave it to Bobby Roode when he came out, but to Natty, they're like, fuck her. Why? It just didn't seem right.
Yeah.
What was your second? What was your number 2 worst?
Number 2 worst. I want to say, going across all of it, all 4 days, my number 2 worst was KO coming out on SmackDown and having that exchange with Shane, because we've talked. I feel like in some ways, yeah, I'm falling into what they want me to do with Shane. I felt this sucked. Not in a he's a bad heel, but it didn't seem like a good exchange. It seemed like to me, I was like, this doesn't seem like something Kevin would do or Shane would do. The $100,000 fine part where he's going into and he's trying to make himself sound like an everyman.
Yeah, he was
kind
really
of
pushing the Everman. Yeah.
It annoyed me. I think Shane, and we've talked. I still think Shane, we need to see less. This would have been a good riding off to the sunset part for a little while. Disappearing for a little bit after SummerSlam for just a bit.
Yeah, I feel like they're building up to something bigger with him and KO, but I don't know what.
But
You know what I mean, like, and why?
Shane and KO have had so many matches at this point already.
Yeah, but who do you pair KO up with after that? Because right now they're doing the KO versus Authority thing, and so of course he's got to look like the everyman, and so I understood all of that and I was okay with it, but it didn't like excite me like, oh god, KO's talking about a house payment. It was just like, okay, he's appealing to the average person.
I think I would rather see Triple H come in now.
If he's going to be an Authority thing, well, then you
If
start
it's
leaving
gonna
Triple
be-
H KO. And I've been wanting that a long time, so.
But here's the other thing, KO, if this has shown nothing else, is he can work with anyone because he's done the Shane feud better than a lot of the other people have. Because the Shane feud has not gone well. It didn't really. I didn't give a shit about it with Miz because it drug on too long. With Roman, it just felt like it was going on forever. Miz forever. I like this.
This could lead into almost anything else, though.
It could and I think KO could work with anyone else. I think this could be a lot of things. I just was really tired. I think it would have been cool for him to come out and give this big awesome promo, and just end it with, "And I'm going to be at the Kingdom of the Ring. I'll see you there," and that would have been fine. We didn't even need to see him in a match.
Yeah.
I think it was.
I do wonder where they're going with it. I do think they can go anywhere with it, and I think that there's still tons of time for Shane to hand the ball to someone else as they get there. But they had to establish that Shane isn't going to disappear because now his mission is to make KO's life miserable. However, that's going to happen. Why he's got to use Elias and Drew McIntyre the way he does, I don't know. But I could see it still going any number of ways. But it was a little longer than I would have liked, but I felt like it was natural.
I felt like this was the time where it just seemed to be a bridge too far. Like, we've gone beyond where, God, he's a heel and I hate him too. I'm done with this. That's just how I felt with it. Like, okay, whatever. We're good.
Yeah.
So.
My number 2 of the top 2 things of the weekend was actually Sasha Banks' return. Very exciting. Exciting, thrilling, blue hair. I thought she did awesome. I thought the beatdown her and Becky had looked like it may have gone a little too far, which I think is good. Show some legit heat there, get people talking. Even if it didn't actually go too far, was meant to look like it went too far, then they fucking killed it and they worked us all. I do think there was an accidental hit to the head. That looked accidental.
Yeah.
But there was also that slap to the face that made Becky kind of react and fall back and actually start kicking at Sasha's legs. And Sasha was kind of no-selling the kicks and trying to get around it, and Becky looked like she was fucking kicking her back. It was pretty nuts, and I was like, oh shit, is she like, hey, fucking take it easy? You fucking ring my bell there or something?
Yeah.
Or if it was meant to look that way and said, hey, let's get some fucking real out there, fucking killed it. But
No, I agree. I think this was this is definitely my top, was Sasha coming back and Sasha coming back as a heel. Because I think Sasha as a heel is good. I think we can have a lot of different types of heels. And I also think it'd be kind of, I'm curious because none of the 4 horsewomen, or half and half of the 4 horsewomen now are facing heel. But Becky's kind of ridden that line where she's in the middle and has done some heelish shit.
yeah, and she was talking some shit at the beginning of Raw.
Yeah, and I think Bailey even could go to a heel thing, and I think it'd be cool if they were all heels.
That'd be cool.
I don't know how you'd bring in, I wouldn't want to bring in Ronda and all them as faces, but it's certainly
Well, they
interesting.
did get a face pop when they showed up.
Yeah,
But where do you go from there?
it'd be interesting. I think what could happen is if they do have this 4 horsewoman feud thing, the face pop of them coming in would be like, whoa, and then have them beat down people. And then, okay, we ain't putting up with this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool if they acknowledged that they were the 4th horsewoman
I think
as
so
a heel
too.
stable.
I think that'd be really cool. Although looking at it, we've got 2 on Raw, 2 on SmackDown. You got Fox coming up. I don't think we're gonna get it now because we've got to get them all on one show. But you look at those divisions and you put them all in one show, and then that's it for whatever division you left behind.
True.
You know, they are carrying that. Charlotte and Bayley are carrying SmackDown tremendously. Becky's carrying Raw on her own.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't even get another opponent most of the time. So now they got Sasha and Becky going to be doing it. That is the Raw division now.
Mm-hmm.
So until we get like a Ruby back, until we get Liv Morgan stepping up and Sarah Logan, I don't know if Dana's ever going to get her moment, but she got a lot of fucking... She was hot there for a minute.
Yeah.
But I think that just Sasha returning in and of itself was pretty fucking cool. Really, really fun moment. I like that she came out kind of doing that little prancy dance. Not even doing the thing, but she's all like almost skipping out a little bit. And then she went and hugged a couple of fans who were wearing Becky jackets, gave her her necklace, and then goes in there and smacks the shit out of Natty and beats the hell out of Becky with a chair. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
Brutal.
I do. So evidently they're going to have more of a hard split with rosters,
Yeah.
but I also don't think they will.
I don't think Fox is going to let that shit happen.
Yeah, I don't think. So I could see this working and having them go across both.
I don't see Fox allowing that at all because Fox doesn't want you tuning into USA. Not when they both have competing
Yeah,
programs.
neither one wants a show where it's like, whoa, you're fucking giving me Roman and Seth. You're not going to give me one or the other. I could see that too. So
I see it playing out like a deck of cards. I mean, we want this person over here. I think that's why you've been seeing so much wild card. I think Fox is trying to figure out who to get and why. I think that if Fox had it their way, that Raw would become a secondary show of people trying to find their way. But they're putting a lot of money on the table, and it's hard to see Vince backing down to them on a lot. But Raw's been his thing forever. I don't see him allowing them to just shit it.
yeah. But I think also in doing this, they've limited the roster significantly.
Yeah.
Because they had so many people going across that, yeah, there's a lot of talent there, but there's not a lot of talent I give a shit about. You know? So I'll agree with you. My other top, that was also one of my tops.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, and I'm so excited because I think the Raw division needs her so bad. I think I said that even before SummerSlam. I think my SummerSlam prediction show I was calling it she's coming back. She didn't come back in SummerSlam, but I said that she's got to come back to Raw because that division needs her so bad. And I felt like what Bayley and Ember did was show why we don't need her on SmackDown.
Yeah.
It'd be great to have her anywhere, but Raw needs it, and SmackDown is doing just fine, you know. Let's see, my third most hated moment. Elias won the 24/7 title on Raw, and then shows up to SmackDown without it, and without a mention of it. That just pissed me the fuck off.
Well, they said he had the night off for that.
I didn't hear that, but
Yeah, that was
I
in the
remember Shane said that.
Yeah,
Shane
he's
did
so
say that.
he's so injured he cannot compete. We're going to give him the night off, and there will be no 24/7 title tonight, which totally.
and then he came out and got into a fight.
Yeah, and also totally he's like, no, fuck you.
It's a little strange.
Yeah, that's the title.
Yeah.
That's how the fucking title works. Is you don't no nights off. That's the fucking gimmick of the whole stupid green fucking belt. Bothered me.
We lost it. We lost it at goddamn OBGYN office.
24/7, kind of.
Yeah.
24/7 when we book it. I like that the Canalises haven't been involved in that storyline at all since the moment they lost us last
One
time.
of my tops.
Oh, was that a top?
Yeah,
Oh,
one of my tops.
we can go straight into it then because my bottom was Elias doesn't show up with the fucking title, which leads right into your top.
Well, I was gonna give you my another bottom.
Okay.
Fuck it, I'll go with that. Yeah, that sucked. Yeah, let's go back. I just want to go into Maria and Mike Kanellis. So I agree with you.
Wait, what was your other bottom?
I'll discount mine and go with that.
Will you at least throw the other one in your honorable mention? Did you have an honorable mention before?
I'll add another one.
Dude, we can have 2 honorable mentions.
Cool, we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's move
But
on to the good one.
Positive, Mike and Maria Kanellis were not on anything this weekend and Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, so fucking happy that since they lost it, that they've been fired, I hope.
Over to Ms. and Mrs.
Yeah. I have no desire to see them ever again in anything ever. So.
Nope. Evidently, they were at the fan event,
Oh yeah.
and someone posted a Twitter picture of these 2 girls and Maria Kanellis all standing on Mike, like feet up, like he's laying down and like look like he's so bad. What bugged me is obviously a younger girl is standing essentially over his face.
Yeah.
And I was like, I would have positioned her differently for this photo.
Because that's probably them standing there. He's probably like,
No, they were, but it was kind of like, I would have just like, hey, move over for the photo, because it just looked bad. And I'm just happy not seeing them. That is one of my tops, honestly, is they took up too much airtime in the past month.
Yeah.
They ruined a belt that I didn't think would be anything cool.
Yeah. It became something amazing, and then now it feels like it's starting to pitter. At first I was like, okay, they ruined it. They gave it to the Canellises, and now it's fucking ruined forever. Truth gets it back. It seems okay-ish, but then starts to feel like the story of how Truth always gets it back, and then Elias wins it, and you don't see him with it again.
Yeah.
So I just don't know if it's actually going to like disappear for a little bit, or I don't know.
Yeah. But as long as you don't see the Canellises anymore, it's okay.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
My next top was, as we've been leading into it, so we probably don't talk about it a lot, but I would say the women on whole over the weekend. Candice and Io, Mia and Shayna. Although I do think a Mia win could have been fucking big. Maybe it's not time. Then you get SummerSlam, Natty, Trish, Bailey, Ember, fantastic. Then you get on Raw, Sasha, and that segment. I don't remember what the other match was. There a women's match on Raw besides that?
Wasn't there a tag match?
Yep, we'll get to that too.
Yeah.
Nikki and Alexa, the women tag division's been fucking on fire now.
We had more
I would say
defenses.
we
had more defenses in 2 weeks than we have the entire Iconics.
for sure.
Yeah.
But the women on whole, and I would say SmackDown women really stepped it up this week, and it looked fucking great. I felt though Charlotte and Ember not as good as Bailey and Ember. I think Charlotte's in it for herself.
Yes, that was part of why I said that. Is I watched that one versus Bailey and Ember, and I was like, oh, well, because one is I don't think Charlotte doesn't need more wins. You have established that Charlotte is strong. Ember needs a win, and having Ember against Charlotte and lose, and it didn't look good for her. It felt like, okay, Charlotte's kind of.
What's the point? What are we doing here?
Yeah, like this shouldn't have been.
What are
this
you
match.
proving, and where is it going?
Mm-hmm.
Are you building up to a Charlotte Bailey? Because I'm only sort of interested in that. I'm really more interested in Bailey Liv, to be honest. If we could ever get there.
Well, and more with Charlotte, I noticed things with Ember's character as she is on SmackDown that I don't like. I don't like that it's essentially her screaming. That's it.
Ember?
Yeah. Screaming, tongue sticking out. That's essentially what the character is.
She's a warrior.
It felt by this point as like, okay, even if it was just staring, like it was just like, okay, this seems like a lot, and it kind of felt like, with regard to the between moves parts, everyone was kind of like,
I think,
I'm here.
from a nerd perspective, I think she's building her character like a berserker in D&D. I think those are her rages.
She just lost 2 matches in a row.
If you're gonna
Yeah, but
say that's all she does, what about Shinsuke?
Yeah, but Shinsuke is foreign. He can't talk in our language.
Yeah, he's not allowed to.
Yeah.
He forgot English.
Never mind.
I think they persistently give him more and less ability to speak English. Like, we're not going to have you speak for the next couple weeks. We're done with this.
Yeah, he forgot all of English one week. But I do think if you're familiar with D&D, if you looked up Berserker and the rages, I think that's what her character is based off of. I think it's a traditional D&D Berserker. That's why I'm okay with it the way it is. Even the way she's dressing and stuff, it's kind of a woman Berserker look. I think that's where she's going.
Yeah.
So I agree. She's got this big but I get into it. I like when she starts yelling because I feel like here she goes. She's raging. I'd like her to pick up a win.
Yes.
Just not for Bailey's title. I want Bailey to hold it forever.
I think it'd been cool if she beat Charlotte.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone could be everyone else. Bailey stays on top forever.
I think, yeah. Do you want like a be-all, end-all universal championship for women that's just cross brands and that's Bailey?
Yep.
Yeah.
Bailey, champion of the world.
Cross promotions, she's going everywhere.
Yeah, she's all over.
Yeah.
But overall, my number top 3 is the women this weekend outshined the men over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings us back to the bottom 5. My number 4 bottom 5, Rey Mysterio. This whole story starting to get pretty fucking weird and tiresome. He starts crying, talking about his family, my family, my family, my family. Then he walks away, and I said, "What about your family?"
No familia.
I wish he said familia. He didn't do it.
Yeah.
Took a clean sweep against Andrade. I just don't know where we're going with it. And at this point, he's lost a lot to Andrade. And it's either he gets the win over Andrade as this triumphant thing to a character that's stuck in the middle of the card to lower card.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're triumphantly beating him, where do you belong?
Yeah, it's not making Andrade look better either. It's just making Rey, but honestly, both of them look worse because
It's weird. I feel like that in some way, somehow, they figured out how to have a rivalry between 2 top athletes and have it move statically.
Yeah.
You guys are neither one is, no matter how much you put each other over, neither one shall budge 1 square.
Mm-hmm. truly is the unstoppable force meeting the immovable object. It doesn't make it a good match. It just means that they're fucking here.
Yeah, it's just their careers are unstoppable and immovable.
It's like the N-word. Oh, yeah.
Whoa. Jeez. Easy. What was your next bottom? Oh, wait, did we go through your next top? No, you did. The Canellis.
Yeah. Next
and-
bottom. I am going to say my next bottom is the talent overall, or the booking of talent this week. We
what?
have, so it's very broad,
We
but
just talked about how great the women were booked. We talked about Sasha. We talked
fine,
about
I'll go
Fiend.
with less specifically, or more specifically, the men. The amount of people not present on all 4 shows. And I know that in some ways this is good because it was not a long ass pay-per-view, but
Didn't feel cluttered.
it didn't feel cluttered, but also, so we have these promos and build-ups and there's nothing. Ali,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well,
Not
he was supposed to have a match with Shinsuke. And they
Shinsuke.
pulled it.
Yeah, gone. That we didn't hear about them on SmackDown or Raw.
Yeah, they should have popped up on one of those.
I'm going to give you one. Fiend. SmackDown or Raw. Fiend wasn't present or in a video package. They didn't even go.
To be. He just had the biggest fucking night of his career.
They could have gotten over it though. They didn't even talk about it. That's even a little one. I know, and in a sense, yes, but they could have talked about it. No, there.
They could have. I think that Fiend character is so strong, he can disappear and come back in 2 weeks. And we'd be all like, where the fuck is the Fiend? Like, you start fiending for the Fiend.
And I can get that. But my perspective is that, let's see. Drew. Where the hell is Drew?
I would say this about the Fiend as well. The box, the Funhouse box, was on sale. In less than 3 hours, it sold out. I saw it go up for sale. It had been on sale for maybe a few minutes and thought, fuck it, I'll buy one. They're pretty cheap. Send the old message to these 2 goofs who don't get one, and now they're selling for $250 online. Isn't that stupid? It's a $40 box. I got it because it had a cool shirt, and I was like, oh, that's funny. It's got stickers. Maybe I'll do something with stickers. That's goofy. It's stupid. Now people are all like, $250 for these fucking sticker packages. It does come with a Bray Wyatt signature, which I like. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have got it,
Yeah.
to be honest. I saw the shirt alone and thought, that's a cool shirt, but I'm constantly being yelled at for having too many shirts. You guys can all tell I only have one.
Actually, it's 40 versions of this shirt.
I'm like a Flintstone.
They get progressively yellow, like here, and then kind of spread.
Yeah,
Okay.
I pee up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
So I thought, I don't need it. What am I going to do with another box? And then it said, signed welcome postcard from Bray. And I was like, man, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. So I picked it up and it'll get here. I would say we can do an unboxing if you want. But he already did one. And I'm not going to do one better than Bray Wyatt.
We could try. We could try our damnedest.
I could do that. Also, if we don't, what I'll at least do is for those who are curious, I can show you the and more. Whatever it was, this and more that they put in there that's not listed. Whatever that is, I'll show you guys what that is. I have a feeling that they're referring to the box.
We're also getting our. I don't know if Kevin got.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, gets his back.
Hopefully I picked that up. That was good.
Kevin and I are getting the Pro Wrestling Crate, so maybe.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be doing that. We'll be unboxing those. I've been sitting a lot today. Woo! So that'll be good. Those crates.
Yeah.
The other thing, I feel like we were going to be getting something. Nope, it's gone. Lost it. So there's that.
Yeah, but that I felt like the talent pool.
The
as
missing
my-
people. Well, I was upset that Bobby Roode was missing from SummerSlam because he lives in Canada, but then he showed up on, was it SmackDown, and had a match against No Way Jose. A little nice pop for the crowd. So No Way Jose hasn't been on TV in 3 months. You're going to tell me, fuck No Way Jose, put Ali there?
No, I'm not saying that, but you could.
You said fuck No Way Jose. It was crazy. You called him some weird name in Spanish.
Some weird name in Spanish.
Yeah.
No, but I think we could have had more talent. I think.
I think it's possible. It did end what seemed to be early, but people were still bitching it was too long, and I disagree. I think it was paced great. I think it was It didn't feel cluttered or too many people. Like, that's the problem with the WrestleMania this past year. As much as I thought it was pretty perfect, there was definitely times where I thought, does everyone need to be on this fucking show? Because I don't feel like everyone fucking has earned it, right? You have to earn your way to these top shows. And to be honest with you, if you're telling me that SummerSlam is one of the top 4 big paydays of the year, have Shinsuke and Ali been putting on performances that say, hey, you're one of the top 4 of the year? Maybe not. I mean, I like them both a lot. I think Shinsuke's incredible. But I can't see someone on that card and think that should have been Shinsuke the way we had it.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, like, I don't think Shinsuke is there, and it's because of booking.
Well, I would say that we were actually probably... Well, no, I think because of Canada. I was going to say you could get rid of the KO match because he didn't need it, and you could have put an IC title match there with Shinsuke and Ali, but the crowd was fucking loving on KO so hard it was weird.
Yeah.
They were like all up on him. All up in him.
But usually they don't like French Canadians.
Oui.
Yeah. Inappropriate.
Oui.
Wee wee. Wee wee wee.
Oui.
Small wee wee.
Oui.
So that was my bottom.
Your
bottom?
So, well, I did Rey Mysterio on that one. So we're going to go back up to the top, which I put the fucking King of the Ring is back. That was huge to me. Huge news. So excited. Kevin, the old Kevlar, and I have been talking for years about when will they fucking bring back King of the Ring. Listening to Bruce Pritchard's podcast, every time they even mention King of the Ring, they talked about Vince not liking tournaments. And other times it's like, oh, Vince just loved tournaments. And I was like, Bruce, fucking pick a side and say that that's what Vince is like. We listened to you for that little bit of inside knowledge that every time he said anything, I'd get Kevlar and like, hey, he just said this about King of the Ring, it's never coming back, or he just said this, maybe it'll come back one day. And it was turmoil, but it's back. It does feel a little quick to say next week. Like, but this used to be a pay-per-view.
Yep.
But I guess with 16 superstars, 8 on Raw, 8 on SmackDown, you could easily lead into the tournament and letting it build a little bit and then getting your final 3 matches in at Clash of the Champions. But I don't think I'm doing it. I think it's going to be the final match we at Clash.
I think it'd be really cool if you had a former King of the Ring winner come out and say, we're doing this again.
Oh, have it presented by someone?
Yeah, rather than be like, by the way, next week.
As a king, I do declare.
Mm-hmm. Like, have William Regal come out or Booker T.
You can't have William Regal come out. He's on JPW. What is it called? NXT? Yeah. Who does the NXT gimmick?
Have Booker T come out as King Booker again and say,
he came out for the 5-time for the New Day. He can come out for this. Mm-hmm. Remember he came out in the King Booker attire and said, you're now part of the 5-time? 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 5-time?
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It was a good segment. Yeah. You could have done it.
Something like that. That's the only...
You had the King come back to bring back Trish.
God.
You couldn't have the King come back to bring back King of the Ring? Damn it! You have Stone Cold come over and fucking beg me to like Seth. I need a drink.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you.
But I'm excited it's back anyways. Fuck
yes.
it. The roster looks pretty good. I think most of those people could use it.
Mm-hmm.
When I look at it, I think, hey, they all could use it. Who do you think's going to win it? Oh, we'll get into that later. It's just exciting. It's back. They just made the announcement. I want to see how it's going to play out.
Yeah.
They didn't used to have 16, though, right?
Yep.
It was always a one-night tournament, but it was always 3 matches if you won. So it was like 8 people.
Mm-hmm.
So
3 tiers. So it's like, boom, like 4, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So if you won it, you had 3 matches, and that's why you're the King of the Ring. But with this one having twice the people, you think it's going to drag on the just do the last 2 in one night? Last 1 in one night?
Well, I call the pay-per-view Clash of Champions. Just call it King of the Ring. I think...
Fucking no. And what's the point of Clash of Champions when they say every title will be defended? Like, I give a shit. You should be doing that most pay-per-views. If you're going to do Clash of the Champions, bring back Clash, but instead of saying every title will be defended, every champion will be fighting a champion.
Yeah.
Make it a true Clash of Champions, and now you can change up Survivor Series, because I don't think you can do brand versus brand once Fox and USA are split. You think that either one of those fucking networks is going to say, yeah, kick the shit out of my brand and say that you're the number one?
Yeah.
There's no fucking way. So Clash of Champions was a perfect way to say, hey, before the contracts start, before we can't do this, here's champions versus champions. Here's the world, universal. Can you imagine Seth and Kofi? Sick. Can you imagine who do you got? AJ and Shinsuke again? Maybe no nut punches this time. Maybe a bunch of nut punches.
Yeah, everyone's not punching.
Maybe they do nut punches like Johnny and Adam did with the kendo sticks. Pia, 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 pia. Just no selling nut punches.
Don't break your expensive thing.
Everything here is expensive. I'm pretty nervous.
Why do you have me on your show?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just for the nut punches.
No.
But yeah, you'd have. I mean, you got New Day versus the Club. Like you'd have some pretty great stuff. So I think now is the time to do it. And then you get Becky versus Bayley. You know what I mean? Like, come on. These are dream matches on every single one of those. Give it to us before Survivor Series can't be that. And that way you can have Survivor Series going back to being factions and groupings against each other for a reason and a purpose and not for bragging rights that no one brags about again.
Yeah.
They talk about it usually sometimes the next night, sometimes not even. So
Yeah, they talk about it the Monday and Tuesday after, and usually like, we got our asses kicked,
Yeah.
or we're really good.
things gotta change.
Yeah.
Or they just don't bring it up. This last year they just didn't bring it up. The only person who brought it up was Xavier Woods.
Because they were the
stupid
only,
shirt.
yeah, the only people who won.
Yeah, and they were considered not winners. It was fucking insane. So I'm saying they've already ruined the Survivor Series as what it is. Let's get it back to the way that it was. Let's go and bring that back a little bit. Turn Clash of Champions into what Survivor Series has been. Make it good. You can even have King of the Ring there too.
Yeah, and if you can't do this again, then it can become King of the Ring, which I'd be cool with.
Yes.
Yeah.
But here we are. Either way, excited King of the Ring is back. Cheers to King Ricochet for entering. I think that's ironic.
Right?
We'll see how that plays out. What was your other top?
Oh, other top. I'm going on the fly with these, a lot of them.
That's crazy because before we got on the air,
You
I
asked
asked you if you had them. You said, "Oh, I got them all right here. Oh, I've locked down." So you got 5? Like, oh yeah, I got 5 right here. Of both of them, oh, it's all got it all, done it.
Don't worry.
Gone and thought about it. So we're doing honorable mentions too. Don't even worry about that. I got one on
I got
lock.
my negatives. Buddy Murphy Roman.
Is your negative?
That was my positive.
Positive. Oh yes.
That was fantastic.
Buddy Murphy was fantastic, and
Roman looked good.
Roman did the same shit he does, which is get his fucking ass handed to him for an entire match, do 2 moves at the end, and win, and go, wow, that guy's good. This is crazy.
Well, he's good at selling getting his ass whipped. It's just he needs more ways to not get his ass whipped in the end. Oh,
He
and
has to look like he's coming. Like, it just like if all you do is 2 fucking moves, and it takes you 20 minutes to get there, and the whole time, like, you wrestle like a video game, where you have to save up for your signatures, even if you're getting your ass handed to you. That's just fucking bullshit.
he's a better wrestler than he's an actor. Did you see the new Hobbs and Shaw movie?
I heard he wasn't even in it.
Nope. They've been talking about on WWE how
Yeah, but I heard he does. Like we've seen his whole spot.
Yeah, he goes
The treasure
ooh-ah.
and everything. That's all of it.
Yeah,
So-
that's literally it. He goes ooh ah. They they focus cameras on him multiple times in the movie where you're like, oh, he's gonna say something, isn't he? And it's just him like doing something,
Brooding.
like moving a wrench.
I don't even think you can put that in your credits if you're an actor. You have to have some verbal cues there.
What's
He's
so
already got a sad card. He could have had lines.
What's so fucking funny, the funny shit to me. So watched it, get to the credits, they go through, have his name, Matteo, played by Joseph Roman Reigns Hanoi.
Oh no.
And I'm just like, oh, his name is Matteo. Because nobody fucking said his name, and he didn't surely fucking tell us. So, but it was a great match. I will say Roman Reigns and Buddy Murphy was a fantastic match. I liked seeing Buddy Murphy. I hope this continues. I hope to see him do more. I feel the
think-
same with Cedric Alexander.
Roman is great at putting people over. He's great at making them look good. But it's also tiresome when this is your thing. You're supposed to be a powerhouse. You're supposed to be undefeatable. yeah, you made Buddy Murphy look amazing, but you made him look as amazing as you make everyone else look. It just looks like you're a dude who doesn't know how to fight and can't figure out how to get your punch until the other guy is just tired from beating the shit out of you. That's what it looks like. So for me, the matches aren't exciting.
Yeah.
But yes, Buddy Murphy was incredible. Roman sold so many of his hits, like it was insane. And you're like Buddy Murphy's like, you don't want to fuck with him. And even afterwards, he's like shaking. Okay, all right, man. Oh, I see you. Oh, you're not a secret anymore. It's fucking hard to buy into when all you do is get the shit kicked out of you until the very end when you get your 2 moves off, and apparently that's too much to fucking handle.
Yeah.
It's the rope-a-dope game. That's all he's doing. He's just laying on the ropes, just beat me the fuck up, and now that you're too tired to fight, I can come out. And it was really smart when Ali came up with it because he was having a hard time fighting, but that's what it was. It was a dude outside of his prime trying to figure out how to stay in the game. And here's a dude in his prime fighting like a dude outside of his prime.
Isn't that also a big reason that Muhammad Ali ended up with Parkinson's? Was he?
You can't get punched into Parkinson's. I'm gonna punch you so hard you get Parkinson's. No
I want to punch you in the head over and over again and give you concussions over and over again.
Yeah, Chris Benoit had a very, very bad bout of Parkinson's. That's what that was. Fucking shitbag.
He did have a bout. I think he had it.
You think that's what he had? That's
No,
what
he had a lot of things wrong with it, but his brain was fucked.
Give me an ice cube. You're fucking pissing me off.
One is just gonna flick the goddamn thing at you.
If you want an ice cube, have it. Ah! My eye. Oh, do you need some ice for that?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Man, that sounded poopish.
Plop.
Yeah. So my next bottom 5, final 5.
Wait.
No, it doesn't sound that way, man, because you're the one dropping logs, man. So the last one of my bottom 5, before honorable mentions, is Braun Strowman. He came out to interrupt the Seth Rollins, which I'm fucking tired of, and run off and destroy the OC. So he single-handedly beat up AJ Styles, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson. Runs them off. Great. They've now been fucking ruined, or they're on the road to be ruined.
Yep.
AJ puts his title up against Braun now next week. That's not fucking exciting. It's going to have to end in a schmoz. Mm-hmm. There's no way OC doesn't get involved. And if they do get involved and Braun destroys all of them and still takes the title, fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
It's got to be believable. And
Like,
it's not.
stop.
Mm-hmm.
This is the OC's chance for being what they've been trying to be for so many years. Mm-hmm. Let them have it. This is what the fans want. It's what everyone wants. I think I got some of your poop in my...
Same thing. No, I can get that.
You got poop
Don't
in your
get
eye?
it. Leave it. But then it leads into him like handing his belt. He's some fucking super face giving the belt back to Seth. And I'm all like, are you guys fucking teaming up? Or is this a lead into, I don't like you, but I respect you. Come and get these fingertips. I'm not fucking into that. I don't care to see Braun versus Seth. Because the other thing we've done is we've taken a year to destroy the character of Braun Strowman.
Come get these fingers.
Yeah, he doesn't say that.
Yeah, he does. He's all like, tickle, tickle.
Two in the pink, one in the stink.
He
Come
does
get-
this.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Little hell's your father. Get these fingertips.
The other hand, he has this for ladies.
I'm Nashville single. Was it country strong? I'm country firm. Yet gentle.
Yeah. Milk up my nose.
Dude, don't put it there. I'm not interested in seeing Seth versus Braun because the problem is we haven't effectively built Braun up yet. And if you're gonna tell me he's gonna roll through the OC to build him up for Seth,
Fuck.
that. Fuck you. Fucking don't. Just don't fucking do
So
that.
either they're going to rest on the laurels of what Braun did last year, which looked great, lose, cool, or we got to make him look strong again, don't we? So we got to blow him through everyone else. And no, I think there's a
It's not
better
the OC, man. There's a ton of fucking dudes he can beat the shit out
the
of.
revival.
Oh, the 24/7.
Yeah.
Give him the 24/7 title.
Yes.
Let him have a run with it.
I think he would be fantastic if he had the 24/7. It was like, come get me, and nobody fucking went after him, or everyone who did, he decimated. That would be a great thing.
Have them all jump him. And they're all trying to beat the shit out of him to get that fucking title. They're all working together, and he still fucking keeps winning. You're like, fuck, this is stupid and crazy. This dude's a beast.
He turns it into a King of the Mountain title, where it's like,
Yeah. People coming into like fucking porta potties that he's inside of. Porta potty just shakes a whole bunch. Some dude comes rolling out of it covered in brown and blue maybe.
yeah,
And then he comes walking out washing his hands or something. With a little, you know what I mean? Like you can do other things with him without having to plow down the OC.
I agree.
So
Yeah,
as much as I'm excited to see Braun Strowman in the best shape of his fucking life, as much as I think he seems like a pretty cool fucking guy,
yeah.
even when I saw him at the Rumble, he was talking to kids and stuff a bunch in the little hotel, and he was just so cool to them. I was like, man, that guy's a class act.
Yeah.
So it's nothing against Braun. It's the way that this looks like it's going. Not fucking excited.
Did he have his weird voice when he was talking to kids, or did he have his normal voice? Because I always find it funny when he puts on his character voice, where he just gruffs.
Like if you watch Table for Three, he had that kind of voice.
Yeah, he just.
But he does sound kind of. He does have a deep voice and a deep grumbly voice, but he doesn't have the.
Yeah, it's not Christian Bale, Batman, Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
It's got a bit of twang to it. It's got a bit
Yeah.
of that West Virginia, take me
Mama,
home. Yeah,
take me home, country strong.
comes up with the brown binky.
Which brings us to what was your other bottom?
Yeah. Okay. So first one.
Oh wait, did you say it already?
No.
No. Okay.
First one, because I got my honorable mentions, is Goldberg.
Goldberg was at the bottom.
Yeah. Goldberg, Dolph Ziggler, because it was.
Get your head out of your ass. Oh, okay, what's up?
I wanted to like it initially, but as I watched it, so when it happened the first time, and he comes out the first time, I'm like, okay, that's cool. But as it keeps, as it keeps happening, as he's, what are you drinking?
I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
This is Few Rye Whiskey. It is malted barley.
Why? It doesn't look like the bottle.
Right.
You do that, it just looks like you're showing a urine sample from someone who really hasn't had water today.
That's true. Maybe I should do this.
I know you can't say it, but this color
It's
goes
right
over
there.
everything.
Malted barley, rye, pepper, caramel, citrus zest, a little bit of dry, a little bit of spicy, and a little spicy fruit. The fuck is that? Those are bananas. Those are not spicy.
Fruit. Like tamarino, like the Mexican candies, spicy fruit.
But yeah, it's just it's Few. This is from Flavier. I haven't decided yet if they're a scam or not. But I'm having fun with it so far. So.
But
So what did you not like about Goldberg?
I know that he needed this, and he did. He needed, after coming back and having that god-awful match in Saudi Arabia,
So,
I think we needed something, but
before you even continue that, if he needed it, then why, after Saudi Arabia, did the crowd go fucking berserk the moment he walked out before the match even happened?
that is true.
So did he need it? That's my
what
question.
I think. It's when you say that is, and I'm not saying did he in everyone's eyes. I think he needed it for himself.
Yes.
Yes, I think
Bingo,
he
bango.
Yeah. I can't go out like
Dino blood. Right, that's what he says.
That's not what he said.
That's what they said.
I don't think that's
Bingo,
what
bango,
anyone,
dino blood.
No one's ever said that.
Yeah. Dino blood.
gasoline.
It's not
Saudi
Bongo
Arabia.
Bongo.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep talking and
Yeah.
I'll find it.
But I'll find this and show it to you. Pause the podcast. We're gonna show. But I feel like yes, he needed it for himself. That was what this was I need this for me. And it went from it being like, I think this would have been a space where he went,
Bingo. Dino DNA.
Just bingo. You're right. I fucked up.
I think this would have been a great space for him to, I'm not going to acknowledge it. to have a different match. His
Yes.
last match be a longer match. And I think
I don't think this was his last match.
you get what I mean, though. He's not coming back regularly. It's kind of, I feel like Saudi Arabia was kind of a weird one-off, but I feel like him coming back in these less frequent matches would be a space for him to do different types of matches. I feel like he, if anything, needs a match where it's not him crushing someone. I think it would have been cool if it were a little bit longer, and I think Dolph could have given him a longer match.
I agree.
I don't think this made anyone, like we talked before this is a lose-lose situation. This didn't make anyone look strong. It made everyone look weak. With how it went in the aftermath of him calling out Goldberg, which didn't make sense to me. Like, that was a big thing with what's been happening, and one of my honorable mentions will continue this. How Dolph is giving this promo of, you didn't whip my ass. Yes, I don't know what you're saying. Like, it doesn't make sense, like, in any capacity for him to do it. It's just...
It was the sort of dude talking out a turn and not learning his lesson, I think was effectively the idea. That he's just not taking the licking and learning the lesson. It's he just will not stop talking that shit, even if it's completely unfounded.
Yes.
So I'll give you that Dolph looked like a fucking train wreck in a respect. But I'll go ahead and throw it in now. My honorable mention of top 5 things of the weekend was Dolph Ziggler himself. He put over Goldberg like crazy. He made what should have been a fucking terrible match into a really entertaining segment. It was funny. It was fun. There were high spots. He even allowed Goldberg to be a little comedic, even with how serious he is. So he comes back.
Yeah.
He comes back and goes and does it again. And then the last bit, where he holds him up. Okay, if you think I'm not letting you fight, holds him up. You good? You good? And then you see Dolph kind of like hold up his fist a little bit, and he's like, "You're set." And then, he goes, "Okay, now I saw." He's like, "Face to face, all right, I'm here." But like that whole bit didn't have to be good, and it didn't have to be entertaining. But I was watching it with people who haven't watched it in a long, long time. And I watched it with people who watch every fucking week, and all of us were laughing and smiling during it. And you think that this is what wrestling's about, is being excited about people and laughing at the jokes. And I don't think anyone on this roster could have pulled it off like Ziggler. Now, did Goldberg really need it, or did he think he needed it for himself because of his own fucking ego?
Yes.
I think it was ego-driven. I think it was shitty. And I think that if Goldberg was a true good company man and someone who cared about the business, he'd have put someone like Dolph over.
Mm-hmm.
But he would never do that because this isn't about the business, it's about him. But he's a huge draw. He gets huge reactions. People fucking love him, so you protect him. And I could see that. And he's not so past his prime that he can't do what people pay to see him to do. So I can see that side of it too, where it's like, should he be having 20-minute matches and putting guys like Ziggler over? I think as big fans, we would like that. What has he done his entire career, though? 30-second matches, steamroll matches. So if I watch wrestling only on the big 4 pay-per-views and Goldberg's going to be there, Goldberg still fights it. He's still fucking crazy intense. And then you watch that, you go, fuck yeah, that's the Goldberg I liked. Growing up, I hated Goldberg, so I don't like these bits. But I can appreciate the nature of it. I can appreciate why it's there. I just wish that, well, I mean, it's not that I wish that it was someone other than Dolph, because I think that no one could have made that as entertaining as Dolph did. But I wish there was something on the other side for Dolph.
Do you want me to do my honorable mentions and just go through them, or do you want to go through yours?
I still have another top 5, but I mean, was there not more? Was that all you wanted to say about Ziggler?
Yeah, I'm going to roll into it. My top 5s connect to it. Or my honorable mentions connect to it.
Well, that was my honorable mention. You can go to yours.
Okay, so the next one being The Miz, again, being attached to this.
Top 5 or bottom 5?
Bottom 5.
Oh.
Because how,
Fuck that guy.
one, why does the skull crushing finale get sold as more powerful than the jackhammer?
Yes. So
Sounds
yeah.
good.
So that was also part of my honorable mention of Ziggler being top 5 was he made even that entertaining that I didn't like. I'm not a fan of Miz on any level. This isn't I love to hate the guy. I just don't enjoy him on TV. I don't enjoy what he brings to the table, but a lot of people do, including the producer. so I can appreciate people being big fans, and I can acknowledge that and just say, so this segment's not for me. Luckily, this is a 3-hour television show. Plenty of this show is for me. I can have a segment or two not. But Dolph still made that entertaining.
Wait, producer, you like Miz as a face?
I'm less interested
Okay.
of him as a face. Actually, this week was the first week I had ever tuned into his reality show.
Did you end up watching how many episodes?
Just one.
It's not true. You watched the other one
Oh
too?
no, I did watch last week. But
You watched
I had
2
it
weeks in a
no,
row,
I had
back to back.
I had it playing in the background. This time I actually watched. You know,
Going from the back down to the foreground.
Yeah.
what? Stop. I mean, he's not as douchey as I assumed he was.
I don't think he's a douche outside of it. I think he's a fantastic guy outside of it. I just hate him. He comes off as more of a douche when he's trying to be this face.
I think as a heel, I can
Ooh, that's
appreciate that he's like goofing. Like I can tell he's playing a character, whereas as a face, it's not really just believable for me.
It's just not believable.
You know, like he doesn't have the attitude, and I still get that. Oh,
Yeah.
you're pretending to be a good guy, but it doesn't like this. I don't know if it's the story or him or what,
It
but
doesn't
Yeah.
feel right.
yeah.
Like no heel is an asshole. Usually these people are not these massive
Buff
monsters.
Bagwell and Scott Steiner, I think, were actual assholes.
Scott Steiner is an actual asshole.
Virgil, actual asshole.
Yeah, but what I mean is like
Sean Spears,
actual
actual asshole. I want to
Less-
make a Sean Spears actual asshole t-shirt. Would you guys buy that?
less common though. Also, especially as they get to the top of the card. Usually someone is at the top of a card or with a good booking. The reason they're being booked as they are is that they're fun to work with. They're decent to work with.
Q MJF, you fuck. I'm not buying it. I know you're a good guy. You piece
Yes.
of shit.
Yeah.
I hate you for it.
This is why we hate you more, because you're probably a really decent guy.
There's no way you're not an awesome dude to be around. There's just no fucking way.
I would love an MGF like angle where it's where they're like, you help puppies.
Oh, they say, no, I choke them when you're not looking.
Yeah. You did this. No, I did. Right after that, I put it down.
You adopted 4 puppies. I threw them in the pool.
Yeah.
It was a hot day. I held them down.
Yeah. After that, I put them in a fucking sack, put them in a goddamn pool with a brick. Yeah. But I feel like,
Maybe they were swimming in the pool, but I dried them in the dryer.
ooh, my mom, 2 kittens before I was born.
Everyone does that to a kitten. It's fucking cool, dude. Kittens just love warm towels.
Yeah, and you accidentally
Every time. Every time. Check your tumblers, guys.
Yeah. If it sounds like it's making too much noise, immediately check it. It's probably not going to save it, but also you want to make sure you don't get too much blood in your towels.
It's too late, but you don't want to be looking for pieces, just the one lump.
Plus, you cannot get dry blood out of whites.
It's fucking impossible.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah. And baked kitten doesn't smell good.
Where are we going with this? Come on.
It's a public service announcement.
Yeah.
We're helping people.
Yeah. Don't dry your kittens.
Don't dry them with
Or-
the towels.
At least low heat.
Hang dry them.
Yeah. Hang in there.
Hang in there.
Damn, that was a good one.
We got to make a poster.
Yeah. Hang on there, just feet kicking. Okay. But no, the Miz component of this is in my honorable unit because of how it connects to it.
Honorable shits?
Honorable shits.
I'll give it the honorable shits. I would agree with that because
I've liked none of this. I've liked none of this angle. I feel like I connect it maybe. So part of why I went back and I watched Goldberg is that I also watched Miz and I was like, why is the skull crushing finale stronger than the jackhammer? Why is Miz still this Valiant heel? And I wonder if that made the Goldberg move down to me more.
no, because he had taken a jackhammer and 3 spears the night before. So now he took a fucking figure 4 and a skull crushing finale. He just didn't have him in him to get up in time before the camera went off. Essentially,
Maybe.
he was already war torn.
Yeah.
I wish more than anything, I wanted Dolph to no-sell Goldberg. I thought that'd be amazing.
It's too good of a worker.
Yeah, and everyone was talking about it. He fucking kicked out at 1 on both those super kicks. The beginning of the match, the 2 super kicks, I was like, fuck, this would be amazing. But then I was like, one. Like,
Yeah.
at least make me think it's going to happen. Like, you took that away from us. I'm not saying you had to lose, but if you did that, the old 2.5 business, even if you did it right after the 2, because I get it, I don't think his timing is right.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the type to be like 2 and then start seeing the little second hands go and think, ugh, you know?
Yeah, he might fuck that up. That's why he's like, go rapidly.
Yeah, so I think if they did the 1, 2, and then he fucking jerked, I think we'd be like, fuck! Like, even if it was that 2.5, you know what I mean? Just as soon as you hear the 2, fucking put your arm up and you'll hit that 2.5 mark.
Yeah.
But I think he's just not coordinated enough on that to trust himself on that. So I do think that Ziggler made that Miz segment entertaining at the end, where otherwise I did not think it was entertaining at all. Was that Raw? Yep, Miz Dolph comes out. Match was okay. Dolph taps out. Gets Mike. Says Mike isn't man enough to finish him off. That's funny.
I did like his you're not even the best wrestler in your family.
Yeah, that's Maurice. I like that he even said it. It's Maurice, like in case you didn't know. It's not the baby.
Honestly, the best part of all this bullshit has been Dolph.
He's been amazing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He's the only person who can pull this off.
Did you read the rumors about Dolph?
What are they saying?
Oh, wouldn't you all like to know?
Oh.
So
Forget
the old rumors, you're like, stop, just shut it down.
And move on.
Rumor Jones over here.
I quit.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Quit.
No.
Okay,
The old rumor gimmick, the old innuendo gimmick over here, is that Dolph and Vince had a handshake agreement that Dolph could walk away at any time, and that he was meant to walk away after the Raw, after SummerSlam. And when he approached him to say, I'm done, Vince said, I'd rather pay you to stay at home. I cannot afford
to lose you now.
to cut you loose.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, I don't know if any of that's true. This could be absolute fucking garbage from the jackass idiots who make up shit every fucking day and pretend they have inside knowledge, where we will never pretend to have inside knowledge because we are stupid here on
At
this
least
show.
Hey, hey.
What? Whoa, hey. But we're still more correct than them most of the time.
The only thing is I pretend to have knowledge about are things pertaining to my job.
Oh,
Get that better than you.
I know what I was going to say about...
I like when Kevin's not here because I get high fives. I'm getting rewarded. I'm so happy. My self-esteem's good. Oh no.
Look out. Watch out. Imagine just like a spatter on your face real quick.
Oh.
We should just make an ink gun. Just what?
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's like a little like pudding on the end of a paintbrush.
Oh, okay.
I'm innovating here.
No, you're...
Brownie mix. Add a little bit of corn in it. What's going on?
Okay. Well, I was going to say, I think what I like about Miz and Dolph is that they really always seem to enjoy what they're doing.
With each other, especially.
Like, just in general. I think that's kind of what I get off of them at any point. Like, anytime they're doing a character, even the parts I didn't like, of course, Dolph, so it should have been me, but it seemed like he was just having fun. Like, it always just seems like they like it.
He's willing to take it up a notch just for the fun of it, yeah.
Well, I feel like one thing people knock with Miz that is always there is he didn't start in the indies and then he came in. Yeah, but he always has wanted to be a wrestler. Even when he was on that goddamn show, he talked about that. He's always, and he's worked his ass off. And Dolph doing other things too. But they always come back and they work, and it kind of speaks to the quality performer they are. That somebody can be a really good stand-up comedian. Well, Dolph? He's actually pretty decent.
Oh, okay. Now we just have to pause the show. It's going to take a minute.
Yeah, sure, I'll go with that.
What do you have to say?
Man, he's fine.
Really?
Quality. Check him out.
Maybe one of
Coming to a city near you. I love you, Dolph.
What's your take on his comedy?
Oh, it's always good. Front row. Every
Okay.
time.
Better than RVD's.
RVD has never called himself a comedian.
He had a comedy show.
No, he had a spoken word show that he liked to fuck around in.
No, he had a comedy show.
Comedy shows will book you. He
No,
did not
no,
have a
no, no,
comedy
no,
show.
no, no. He created a TV fucking show where it was a comedy club with wrestlers too that had his bits.
That's pretty good.
And it had 10 episodes and it's dog shit.
Well,
So
he's fucking stoned the whole time. That's not as good as people think.
It was bad. He came out with he was the comedy champion. He did a lot of
That's
things.
pretty fun.
It was.
That sounds pretty
It is one of the worst fucking things I've ever seen. But Dolph is a good wrestler.
Here's the business too is, so I don't see a world where a Dolph goes to an AEW and fits in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, these guys are at a different level, for sure. I mean, they just signed fucking, what's his name, Marco Stunt?
They signed Orange Cassidy.
They signed Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
They officially signed Joey Janela. He's not just a dude appearing on their show. Like, you put Dolph in the ring with Joey Janela, and goddamn, you better hope that Joey just is not fucking lying about what he can and can't do, because he's gonna fucking kill himself for Dolph. You know what I mean? Like, these are people who are not battle tested the way that these guys are.
Yeah.
So I don't see a Sasha going into. That's the other thing. Even Sasha's bit, the slap and the chairs, was better than all of the women's wrestling I've seen AEW thus far. Except maybe the Joshis were pretty solid, even though not believable. They were seemingly safe and did impressive moves. And Kylie Ray, I thought, did a great job with the three-way that she was in. But she suddenly disappeared, and people aren't sure what's going on, and she might be done. So It's a shame. So if that's the fact, I don't see Sasha getting in the ring with Britt Baker and thinking this match is going to be a classic. But I see Sasha getting in the ring with a Bayley or with a Becky and thinking this is going to be a classic match I can rewatch over and over again.
Yeah.
So all of these things. Now here's the other weird bit, though. I think a team like Revival or a team like the Club could actually go to a place like AEW and thrive. Because you got a ton of tag teams that are really fucking trying. I don't find as much enjoyment as others in their style of tag team wrestling, but I think they could thrive and be stars in that division. I think if you have a Sasha or a Ziggler in your singles, you're going to outshine so fucking many. It's going to be tough to make the rest of the people look good without making you look like shit.
Fair.
Like, that's my concern about these guys. So even all this stuff, everyone was talking about Sasha's going to show up in AEW, and I was like, fucking, let her. Well, fucking, there's no way. All of her best friends, and like, they're all in WWE. And I'm not saying that WWE is the best place to be, but if that's where all your friends are, yeah, it might be.
It's an easier place to work.
I'm not saying she shouldn't have dream matches either. She should want to fight the best wrestlers out there. She should want to have matches with the Tony Storms and maybe the Britt Baker. That's who you think he's best. Like, who's the best female wrestler in AEW, dude?
My view?
Yeah.
Awesome Kong.
Man, they just haven't showcased her well.
I know. I think that's going to change. Again, this is...
Nyla Rose isn't trash.
No, Nyla Rose is fantastic, but we're going... This is the thing with AEW, as we've talked about. We have not seen a lot.
We need
and we
more.
need to see more. And I think I want less WWE talent there than possible because I want them to build up. I was upset that they signed Sean Spears because he was trash. He's a garbage person. From everything I've heard about him, it's not just you. Other people I've heard that have met him, he's always come up as a trash person. When you look up Reddit posts of him, he comes up as a trash person.
Scumbag.
Yes.
Sean Spears, actual asshole.
And
MJF, actual nice guy.
And
It's like Bizarro World.
And it contradicts what, and it's one of the few. So one of the, I know a lot of times we talk about like this is what they're saying and what's happening. One of the real ones that I feel like was what was being said and what was happening was Cody and them saying they want to grow talent, and they did say this multiple times.
That's
and
what I want them to do.
And they signed Sean Spears, and I don't like Sean Spears. I know that Cody and him are close. I struggle to figure out what's good. I think you need a good hand, and I think he could be a good hand. Don't make him more. Just keep him as a good fucking hand. I don't like him.
I just almost
Stupid ass eyes.
I almost just wonder if it's this Come over here, dude. I can make you a star. They're not seeing your star potential the way I see it. Kind of a deal. But I don't.
I think it's
fucking
more.
buying it. He wasn't even great in that 6-man.
I think it's more. I need to get out of here so I can be a star. I get what you did. Cody put in work.
Yeah, he fucking did.
Cody put in work because when Cody left, you and I talked at times, and you'd be like, you don't like Cody, and you would comment on it, and we'd see things in here, and we'd go through interviews, and I didn't necessarily like times like the ring work, but I was like, I can respect what he's fucking trying to do, and same with the Young Bucks, same with Kenny Omega. They put in work. I think we hear a lot of rumors and rumblings about people wanting to leave WWE to go to AEW, and I hope what they've perpetuated is really true. But when they signed Shawn Spears, I question it. I think I would like them to create talent. They need to create talent. They can't be the company of WWE former talent because that's never worked. It didn't work with WCW laid in. It didn't work with TNA.
It didn't even work so much with ECW on their one-offs. When they would have like a Lawler come through or a Bret Hart come through, it was like not long lasting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it would fill the house that night, but no other nights. Yeah. I mean, that's not what you want. You want people coming more nights than not.
I feel like it takes away from ECW when you show. I mean, I love the Jerry Lawler promo, but there's so much more. I feel like we need to see more than just the.
And the thing that's crazy about Lawler though is he's in our eyes such a WWE guy, but when you really break it down, that dude is the most indie motherfucker. He's held over 250 titles. You don't get more indie than that. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucking insanity. No one's held more titles than Jerry Lawler and more companies because he goes, oh, someone's got a ring? I'll get in there. Mm-hmm. Like, that dude's fucking legit, man.
I've always compared him to AJ Styles because he's the best. He's the best appearing journeyman guy and he wasn't someone who was into wrestling as a kid. He was an artist, and he was
an artist who was drawing the wrestlers.
Yes, but he wasn't training to do it.
Nobody liked him.
Yeah,
he watched the wrestling.
He is very generous with his mystery boxes on his website.
Yeah, so that's a weird thing too. All of his that dude taking advantage of all the fans and getting to pay for stuff that they weren't getting, and then being on the other side where...
He doesn't know the story. He's confused.
What? You didn't read any of that? So the dude, after WrestleMania, remember I talked about how Jerry Lawler was putting over the Brock Lesnar story? How he was like, oh yeah, I was supposed to go out and announce the match, and then all of a sudden Heyman and Brock Lesnar come out of a fucking meeting, and it's like, hey, don't go out there. It's not going to be that match. And
yeah,
I was like, I don't know if he's just working a business or not. That was the last podcast he did. He just disappeared. I was like, well, that's fucking weird. I was really hoping to hear more about what was going on here. And it turned out the dude he was doing a podcast with was messaging people through the podcast account, being like, hey, are you a big fan of Lawler? I can sell you some of his merch.
Fuck.
I can sell you some drawings. He'll commission some art. And was getting thousands of dollars from all sorts of different people, ranging from I think the lowest one I heard was like 40 or 60, and the highest one I heard was like 1,000 or 2,000 or something. And it's
for I'm gonna do art for you.
Oh yeah, and there was even a hospital that was doing a fundraiser, and they were gonna have him do a drawing for the fundraiser and auction it off because it was in like Tennessee or some shit. And so Lawler comes out and he says some stuff about like, hey, this is crazy. We've cut ties. I'm gonna do the best I can to try and get people's money back or whatever they asked for. On a side note, no one's heard back since then, so that's a shame. I'd like to see something turn around there. But at the same time, in that same time frame, he was selling on his website mystery Christmas boxes for a couple $100 or whatever. And producer ordered me one. And got like 40 fucking autographs and a t-shirt he wore on Raw and SmackDown.
And hat.
And a fucking blank hat that he signed. And DVDs and pins and a Christmas card.
And magnets.
And a Christmas ornament that's just Santa Claus where he signed the beard. Like, it was just so much shit where at first I'm looking at it, this is incredible. And after a while I was all like, why is there so much?
Like, he wasn't drunk throwing shit in the box.
But all of it was personalized.
Yeah.
It all has my name on it. All it's just 2 Marsh. So I've got 40 fucking personalized autographs. I can't even give him his gifts. I can't even be like, dude, you like Lawler too?
Which is really good, though.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty cool, but at the same time, it's all like, I don't need 40 fucking autographs from a dude. And there were so many. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Take up a whole fucking wall of just Lawler? So I ended up making a photo album and putting them all in there.
That's amazing.
But
Do you want the photo? No.
no, it's all right. We'll do it on a YouTube show. But I see him at StarCast, and I made mention of it. I was like, oh, we got that Christmas thing, and there was tons of it. Goes, it was really worth the value, wasn't it? And I was like, my God, it was so much. And I'm sitting here, I've signed him one more thing for me. It's all like, fucking Christ. Now he's coming to Tucson, and I'm all like, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. Like, I've got so much Lawler merch at this point.
I need to go to that.
And
I'm
to
going to
be
the Foley part for sure.
and to producer here, to be fair, there is a hallway that is the Andy and Jerry hallway.
Yeah, it's got the 8x10s of him and Andy Kaufman. He signed those. Him and Andy Kaufman a lot. Letterman. Andy Kaufman letting Andy put him in a headlock. Andy Kaufman figure, the hat, the shirt. Like, it's just my little Lawler wall because it's like, the fuck am I gonna do with all this stuff? So I made like a little strip and was like, here's the big stuff that was amazing to get from him. And then there's like, and here's my photo album of all the stuff he sends me. Like, it was just nuts.
When you sent me the pictures on Christmas, it was the best part of my Christmas. Just going like, this is, oh my God, it doesn't end.
There's
Oh,
so much.
Jesus.
I told him too. I was like, you have to sit at the dinner table because there's no room anywhere else to lay all this stuff down.
Yeah. There's even just fucking Xerox art of his drawings. Like, he just took a drawing, was like, zzz, zzz, and popped it in there. So, okay. I believe you drew that at some time. It's
Him
crazy.
in like a bat. What was it?
He took a picture of himself in a Batmobile and signed it. Okay. You like Batman? Cool. No idea why that was in
Jerry
there.
Lawler is the best person and maybe a serial killer because that's just, I could see this being like, yeah, he sends out memorabilia and then there's like 40 fucking children buried under his house.
Yeah, and then they had so you go to the meet and greets and they'll have just a super generic WWE autograph thing where the one at the Rumble was just like the turnbuckles. That was it. He sent like 4 of those from different events I didn't go to. One says like SummerSlam. One just says WWE Live. I don't know.
You must have like a huge basement just full of this stuff.
And corpses.
Probably.
Yeah.
There was a bug in there, so.
What's
Oh,
in this
yeah,
box?
sure.
Oh boy. Sorry.
In the shirt, a bug came out of it, so we got that.
It was dead.
It's better, I guess.
He's drinking.
That's his own fucking fault.
Not yet.
Anyways, back on track. Top 5, bottom 5 of the weekend. Good weekend. Last of my bottom 5, before we get into the last of the top 5, my honorable mention, Aleister Black is still at that bullshit, man. Knock. Knock. Knock.
I'm laughing, but it's becoming.
You actually got
I
shit
know,
on the
I
table.
totally fucked up the screen
No,
here.
it's not. Funny
Oh, it's
anymore.
tricky.
It's alright. TP Poker, you're back!
Yeah.
Oh my.
He
Well-
is just here to talk to Alexa. Dude,
Yeah.
we
Man,
don't.
I hope she is watching this. Hey, TP, I just put up my first Alexa Bliss merch on there.
That's true.
I'll post a picture of it on my old Twitter if you're watching, and maybe you can send me that slide into the old DMs and tell me where to send you that poker chip for the old TP Poker. And yeah, Alexa, if you're watching, if you know anybody who works for Whistle Pig or Crown Royal, we're looking for sponsorships. Just trying.
Yeah.
Honorable mention, Aleister Black is still at it. Just the shits.
Drizzling shits.
Drizzling shits, diarrhea shits. Hershey shits. Molasses, painful shites.
We get the idea.
I just don't understand. We're supposed to believe this is a competitive field where the idea is to have the most wins and be the best at what you do to get to the point of making the championship where you make the most money, right? It's always the winner's purse, which they haven't talked about in a long fucking time because they're really fucking letting the wall down of, hey, none of this shit matters and it's all fucking props. And I'm not into that. I like the fucking sport of it all, right? You don't make as much money as the champion. That's what we're supposed to believe. And here he is in a fucking closet saying, "Someone come fight me." If I'm in a competitive environment where it's here's one less person who's in my way, and by the way, he's also a fucking killer, so I'm glad he's locked himself in a closet. Leave him, fucking leave him. And he's still doing this shit.
Just put a chair, like have somebody walk up. Oh, that's where it's jam a chair into the fucking door.
Yeah.
Walk off. Yeah. Yeah. It's, if anything, it's such a sad note too, because this is a great competitor and we're seeing none of this.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah. So other honorable negative for me was Johnny.
Gargano?
I wanted to make this a. I was
Johnny
gonna make this.
Wrestling.
I've moved stuff around. I did have these. I was gonna have this be a problem, but no, I'm just so done with it because it's become such a whatever.
And the fact that they hit, and as soon as they hit, Adam Cole fucking rolls over. So he basically barely sells the fucking drop.
Yeah.
And then he gets the win, and Gargano's like, "No, I'm super dead." And Adam Cole's like, "I'm not that dead, dude. All I did was like fly off the fucking top of this into a couple of tables.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal."
All it does, and I don't know who thinks that these matches are fantastic with them together, because neither one's fantastic. I don't think that. I think the arc of Johnny losing would have been fantastic if we got some goddamn wins a year ago.
Yeah, his loss record is so absurd that it doesn't fucking matter or excite me to see him go for anything.
It's a loop. It's like, oh, well, he's going to come back up. I bet you it's going to be like, I've lost so much. And this like brooding thing, which at some point it's, why? Why should I care? And then he wins, and then we go to the next takeover and he fucking loses again. I don't care. There is that dirt sheet thing of him going to the main roster, which might as well. There's no heat to him. I at this point, I don't care if he goes to the main roster and fucking loses, because all he is losses it.
I will say this, that if he goes to the main roster now, then that's fine, because your career probably needs the restart anyways. Because at this point, you've basically worn out everything you can do in NXT.
No, they aren't. Sorry.
We're gonna get to TP in a minute, dude. I'm not talking to you, TP. We're gonna
just
get
saw
to
that.
you.
I was like, oh,
but we gotta finish our
No.
at least segment here on Gargano. I think that if he's gonna go to the main roster anytime, now is the time, because there's nothing left for you to do in NXT, and not because you're not good enough, not because they couldn't do it, but because you've just lost so goddamn much that you need to erase this from your legacy now.
It went from being a compelling, like, you can lose and it still looks compelling, to, yeah, you're just shit at this.
You're just bad.
Yeah.
You're bad and you don't win. So why am I going to cheer for you and fucking get behind you if you're just going to fucking break my heart every goddamn time? Then I just don't get fucking invested anymore.
What's the team that always loses to the Harlem Globetrotters?
Oh, that's a good question. The
Yeah.
Wizards or something?
No, it's like the Generals or something, or the like Senators. Like,
I have no idea.
but that's Johnny Gargano.
I really hope it's the Senators that lose to the Harlem Globetrotters.
But
What a twist.
But you look good, and then you lose. You look like, oh, how are the Harlem Globetrotters going to pull this out? And then you fucking lose.
Yeah.
And that's what Johnny Gargano is. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome, but I know you're going to lose, because what you do, if anything, you are that last ring of talent where it's like, wow, we solidify how fantastic you are at the top of the card. You lose to them.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Gargano hasn't been in a tag team to lose to the Street Profits.
He is the top jobber.
Yes.
There is no jobber higher on the card than Johnny Gargano.
I'm going to let you jump into TP Poker, because I agree with Blue Boyd's comment.
We are going to get to TP Poker. We're going to start at the top to get to the bottom, right? So that's how we do things here. My last of the top 5, because we already did my honorable mention, is the Chaotic Bliss. That's what I call them. That is Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross as a tag team. The way they are holding down the women's division is incredible. And when you say how hot is she, it makes me think of how hot they're making this division, right? She comes out dressed like Buzz Lightyear in this match against the Iconics, right? Mm-hmm. And I think this is going to be... Well, I mean, it's always cool. Okay, cool, she got a little gimmicky thing. And then she comes out and does the laser, and for a second I was like, what the fuck? And then she starts doing the walk, and I was like, I'm in. You fucking got me. I thought it was so great. She showed how to bring some comedy, some slapstick to the wrestling division and still allow it to be serious. because she has the ability to be able to be a little snarky, talk a little shit, and not have to make the business look stupid in the meantime. And the Iconics, I don't think ever brought that to those titles. You gonna say something?
She's a great actress.
She's a great actress. I think that the match itself was fantastic. It was a match we weren't expecting to get, but we did get. And let's see. I wrote down this is probably the best Iconics match I've ever seen. Bliss has a great Buzz Lightyear spot, and Bliss gets the win.
You did mention their outfits, though. Nikki, not.
It was really funny.
Yeah.
So Nikki gets new gear, and it's all like, oh, new gear because a new team. And Alexa's wearing Buzz Lightyear. And so it's almost all like, hey, Nikki, or like, hey, Alexa, I'm getting new gear so we can match. And she's like, okay. I'm doing other things or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
so,
Nikki posted about it, too. She's like, oh, thanks so much, whatever designer.
oh, yeah, and
So-
it looked great. Her new gear was awesome. I think that what she could have done, which would have been cool, and, you know, hindsight, whatever, all that bullshit. But in all the tears that she has in the different spots, have the little Woody gear kind of behind it. So in those tears, have the yellow and red striped stuff. In the tears on the black pants, have blue jeans. You know what I mean? Just make it so it's a little bit of Woody behind there, and then boom, now you've got Buddy, you got Buzz, and then you move on, and then now you go to the green and the black, and maybe Alexa gets a green and black gear, because in this last one she's still wearing the green jacket, but has like a royal blue vest, and then Bliss has the blue attire. So it's like they matched but didn't. It was like trying to coordinate but not talking to each other. It was just a little bit weird in that respect. But what they're bringing to the women's division is exactly what this division needs. I even tweeted out, if you follow me, at Ref Marsh at Twitter, the old twit. That they've shut me up entirely. I've been criticizing Alexa Bliss for a very long time. I've been kind of downplaying this Nikki Cross Alexa angle where I've always been hopeful, but I didn't like how it played out. And they've now got the titles. And in the 2 weeks they've had it, they've defended it more than the Iconics. It's gotten more airtime than the Iconics. They're making themselves look like a team. And Alexa Bliss, ever since Stomping Ground, ever since she stepped into the ring with Bayley, I don't know what she did, who she talked to, who she's been training with, but that is a different Alexa Bliss than we had last year.
Oh yeah, like this is so different from coming in and ogling abs. Like being like, oh, EC3 looks fantastic, which is how she came back starting. It's like, oh fuck, really?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
great. I love it.
Absolutely amazing. They're bringing notoriety to the tag team division. They're bringing legitimacy, and they're performing well. They're bringing entertainment back to those titles, and they're not making it look like jokes. Where the Iconics did not have that in them to not make those titles look like shitty, stupid, goofy clown props.
Yeah.
Those were big red fucking noses when they had them, and now I think the division needs Alexa and Nikki together to make this happen. I was saying it before we got into the match too. I think it was Kevlar was saying not interested in all these teams being a part of it, and I said, hey, I think if they go Alexa, Nikki, they could potentially bring a lot of notoriety to it, a lot of TV time to it, but I didn't think they'd bring this quality of match to it, and for that, I want to say it on air out loud. They have shut me up. I'm a believer. I'm completely turning around. When I first saw Alexa Bliss, of course, I thought she was all right. You know what I mean? Oh, here's some cute girl running around doing stuff.
Yeah.
But it was not long before I started saying, this person doesn't have what it takes to be here. And here, fast forward to now, fast forward to Stomping Ground, complete 180. You guys have transformed me. You've done your job. You've created a fan in someone who is avidly not.
Exactly.
Especially, sorry, producer, in the backdrop of all the women who were at Evolution. How great was Evolution, and where they stand now in that really says a lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. TP, what did you think of the match itself? And then they retained,
On SmackDown too,
was it SmackDown?
against the Kabuki Warriors.
Against the Kabuki Warriors. That was great.
And it was a good match. It was a really good match.
And they added a little thing in there too, Kabuki Kari. She walks over and flicks Alexa right in the head, and she's like, and like turns around, and Kari sings like, "What are you gonna do?" Fucking funny.
Yeah.
Great match. I don't even have that listed here.
Right?
Are you sure it wasn't Raw? Dude, it's gotta be Raw. I would have not mentioned
It was this week.
It was Raw.
Yeah.
If you like the Warriors.
Solid match. Bliss gets the win. Kabuki Warriors are great. It was a bummer not to see Paige out there. She just had neck surgery again.
Jeez.
I know they say she'll never wrestle again, and I believe it, and I don't want to ever push or pursue something that's just not possible because it's just not fun for them. But when you see someone going in for that many surgeries and stuff, you just always hope that something's going to fucking click and give someone like her at least the retirement match she deserves. If she wants it. There's some people who don't want retirement matches.
I think the other thing is when I see this many surgeries, my hope is that it's giving her a better quality of life. Because you can look good but really be in pain, and I hope that she's not in a shitload of pain.
It's a good point.
Yeah.
It's a good point. This is fucking squeaky.
What are you doing?
I just put a chip underneath the belt.
You're gonna turn the audio off and forward.
No, I was noticing it. I didn't know exactly what it was.
Like,
Oh, yeah. Hold on. You muted the wrong mic. Oh.
you shouldn't put ass mics.
Yeah. Stop miking the chair. But that was my last of my top 5 was Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross bringing what they're bringing to the women's division. I hope they jump from show to show like the Boston Hug Connection did and the Iconics did not. I hope they go to NXT. I think that I think Nikki's at a point of her skill that she has not been showcased nearly enough on the main roster the way she was in NXT. She's capable. And I think Alexa's gotten there. I think she was behind a lot of the time, and I think she's caught up because I think she's got some dedication, some heart and soul back in this, and I think that they can elevate other women in those things. I think the matches Alexa had with Bayley elevated Bayley.
Yes.
Even more so than they elevated Alexa. I think that's how good she was in there to know it was important for Bayley's character to get the win over Alexa. And then it was important for Bayley's character to get the win in the handicap match. And I think that they made Bayley look like $1 million. And I don't think that Bayley made them look bad in the mix.
Yeah.
I think they're fucking prime right now. I think they're capable of making anyone look good. And I think that's what that tag division needs more than anything.
I agree. No, I think I'm excited again, whereas I honestly thought the belts were just going to disappear eventually. Just be like, cool, we're just not going to acknowledge these anymore.
I thought they were just done. I legit thought they were gone.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. Okay,
I got that fucking plaque when they won it. I would look at it sometimes and get sad. I would be like, man, that was such a short run for such a big moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Alexa and Nikki are capable of carrying on what Sasha and Bayley wanted done. Finally.
Yeah, taking over.
Yeah.
Bayley versus Sasha, is that the Iron Woman match?
The NXT.
They had 2 pretty big matches in NXT. The Iron Woman match was absolutely intense. And the fucking win that Bayley got stomping on Sasha's head, that fucking edge and aggression that Bayley was able to show that I'm not going to take this lying down. And I don't care how much heart you have, I'm going to kick that out of you because I am a fucking champion. That's
amazing.
what I'm glad to see her start to be able to do again on the main roster. It's been a long time coming, and she's finally allowed to do a little bit, no more hugs. But then she does those fucking top rope fucking Bayley to bellies. So good.
Well, it's so good to see because I feel like the Bayley character in its best form was a wrestling fan, like a pure wrestling fan, who could connect and have that like kind of...
And always had something to prove and wanted to prove it. And when she got to the main roster, they wouldn't let her prove it.
Yes, and it was unorthodox, it was so positive. It was like, it was that. It wasn't this kid, and I felt like what they did was make her a child, and it was so...
Yep.
That's Amy Grove.
It's actually the least alcoholic thing he's had tonight.
Well, I don't want to have the last of this nice little thing.
I got you. Do you want more ice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, that's some Lannister shit on top. Let's put that right here. There you go. That's fine.
I'm icing the hell out of his drinks.
Yeah, please sponsor us, Costco.
Kirkland. Costco.
Welcome to Costco.
We're looking for a wholesale sponsorship.
Welcome
Become a member of us. Right? That's what they say.
Yeah.
Dude, their churros are 4 feet long.
My churros last long.
A lot less long.
Yeah.
It's weird. You're a big guy. You expect more.
It's like a pencil stuff.
That's not what I heard from the dungeon. All right, that's too much. This is how we do it. How we do it.
I always like how
Wednesday
they
night.
never like cheap out on bottles.
No, that's
Like-
fucking glass, dude.
Yeah.
This is their plastic bottle grade fucking glass bottle business.
Well,
Look at that.
have you gotten their
Gold medal beverage point. 90 points beverage out of 100. I'll tell you this much. I used to be in the liquor industry. You could buy these. Everyone who got these, top paying people in the fucking contest. So I'm just saying, Costco's got a lot of money and I'm willing to invest. You guys could invest in us.
Yeah.
You need a sponsorship on Twitch, bitch. That's a new t-shirt.
No,
Sponsorship on Twitch, bitch.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I got off track. I apologize. Off the rails.
All right, what else are we gonna get to?
What was your... I mean, you said you had 2 honorable mentions for something.
2 honorables for negative. I already went through them.
You already went through them? What was your honorable
Actually,
mention
we got through one of them. The second one was Street Profits.
as a bad or good?
That's a bad.
Agree.
I thought they were terrible. TP,
were in
I'm
every
so
fucking-
sorry. You're... Oh, and then we
Sorry,
will
TP.
get to your Brock Lesnar question as long as you're hanging tight. But I can't stand the Street fucking Profits,
They
man.
were on TakeOver, SummerSlam proper, and Raw. And no, I'm done.
Yeah, TP Poker, what do you like about them? Please educate us because we're not seeing it.
I don't... Dude, literally, I got up and walked out.
Yeah.
Them, and then I heard Viking Raiders music, and I thought, great, man, I can poop this whole time. I don't have to watch any of this. I know exactly what's going to happen.
This was gonna be a pee break. I'm just gonna switch and sit down for a little
Yeah,
bit.
I was just going to pee and pinch, but I didn't have to.
Yeah.
I had time.
Yeah.
I could sit and breathe. I could take a deep breath, meditate,
Not just power force out.
just power through. Yeah. The old blowout business. I get it, man. Blowout Jones. Not a big deal.
Damn it.
Okay. All
What?
right.
What? Whoa.
You have to
Why
explain
is
the
everyone
j-
turning around though?
You have to explain the Jones because no one
There's
else.
no Jones. What do you mean Jones? There's no Jones over here.
What's the Jones in reference to? What does that mean?
If you listen to the Taz show, he's good. What? Taz, man. Taz, my dude.
Unofficially sponsored.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
I
really
promote.
just put over your podcast that you like.
Yeah, I put over Taz every show and fucking American Rebel Cigar. They haven't even retweeted me since, but I don't care, man. I like those things, man. I'm gonna promote as much as I can until they send me a cease and desist. Actually, maybe I should ask Aaron at American Rebel to give me a cease and desist. I'll say, hey, do we do this for every fucking show?
Yeah.
I'm cool if you don't want to sponsor me. Could you send me even an under the fucking just even like a side mouth? Don't do this, but we're not gonna press charges.
Yeah.
I'll hit him up.
Like you don't have to get it legally done, but just type it fucking stop and we'll stop.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. We frame a little one that just says American Rebel Cigars. Stop fucking talking about us.
That'd be a
And then
great.
signed by Aaron.
I would love that's our gimmick is just getting collecting cease and desist.
If we can get enough
And we-
notoriety to get people to shut us down, man, it's a win.
We can go for sponsorships from law firms.
What? The law firm from AEW, I think, is already under enough scrutiny as it is.
Yeah, but we could have our own.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Can't see the Rebel because of the tables.
So Street Profits, you're tired of, you're done with.
So much.
I agree. I have not been into them for quite some time. TV Poker has a question about.
Additional happy top real quick.
Okay.
Side mention. The Chrisleys may be going to jail. Is a side mention.
That's exciting. If I can get less Crisley commercials on my weeklies, hell yeah.
If you watch any wrestling on the USA app, which is great in that it shows you the entire show, but it's also terrible because it advertises their shit, and their shit,
Looks like the shittiest shit.
yeah, it is like when you get cold brew fucking what is
Words.
it? Concentrated. It's concentrated shit. It's we
Oh,
put
like you
shit
gotta
into a
water down shit to get actual shit.
Yeah, this is
Like a
compressed.
2-to-1 ratio shit.
No, it's like 20-1.
Oh yeah.
There are
it's pretty fucking
commercials coming up, and all the shit I see about the Grizzlies. When you watch it, you're like, God, this weird guy who looks like he drives a windowless van, and his weird family of
bad. Dude, and not just him, the fucking other one, the Radkeys. You know, every time I watch these commercials, I'm always like, if these kids' parents died, I would take comfort in the future of their lives. I would think, what a good thing that's happened to you.
yeah.
You're so fucking lucky.
When I see
If the rest of the world could be so lucky as to lose parents like that at such a young age.
they might legitimately become Batman because they've already gone through so much trauma. Yes.
The best Batmans.
Yeah. But they're looking at 30 years in prison, which, we can only hope. We can only hope.
Fucking,
Yeah.
they can't Skype that in every week, I'll tell you that.
Jeez. Yeah.
So TB Poker, if you're still hanging out, you had a question up here. What did I think of Seth and Clump of Seth beating Brock clean? Do I think it hurts Brock's legacy? I do not. I think they did a great job actually of presenting that clean win. I think Seth's character absolutely needed the clean win. I think the hurt ribs and the lack of ability to sell the hurt ribs hurt Seth's legacy more than Brock's. You pulled me out of the match over and over with you doing the kinds of shits that people don't do when their ribs are hurt. The one other bit in that match that I thought was unbelievable and not like unbelievable, like this I'm pulled out.
Yeah.
They went through the table. Brock pops up a few seconds later to roll into the ring to get the loss. Brock had literally nothing to gain by getting into the ring. Brock is a heel. Paul Heyman is the smartest guy to ever be in the fucking business. He's managing his client. Why would he not walk over and say, Brock, don't get in the ring. Lay down. What are they going to do? Count you out? You remain champion. But for him to roll in to take the clean loss, yes, that was respectable from the concept of Brock Lesnar as the man and wrestler. But from a character standpoint, I didn't buy into it and it pulled me away because a Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman would never be so stupid as to walk into a losing situation. They're smarter than that. They're smarter than all of us. That's the whole gimmick. Is we don't see their genius.
It makes Seth look weak in that you had to have this guy get himself in. Because that would have been cool.
That is floral. What is... This is a bourbon, Breckenridge.
That's good or bad.
Honey, vanilla, roasted,
No,
toasted.
this is Costco.
No, that's Kirkland. What are you talking about?
This is Costco.
Oh my God, this is Kirkland?
Yes.
This isn't the Flavier?
You're cut off.
All right, well,
You're cut off for the night now.
we have decided that Flavier is a scam. If Kirkland is just popping this shit out by the gallon,
That was like,
matured in oak casks,
that was not even, that was like just
Dude.
like $20.
Aberdeen, Scotland. That's if Sheamus and Daniel Bryan were a tag team, dude.
God damn it. Sheamus isn't Scottish. He's
What? What's
No,
the
he's
difference? They're
Irish.
red.
It'd be if Drew and Daniel were a tag team.
Ooh. Yeah.
I think Sheamus should come back and be in an Irish tag team with Ricochet. Because Richard O'Shea.
O'Shea.
I'm dumb.
That's pretty good. I like O'Shea.
So, is that
It does
good?
smell very good, actually.
It's so good. It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, like
The aged malt and grain whiskeys in this Kirkland Signature Scotch are carefully blended to evoke aromas of dried fruit with a slightly sweet malty taste, which gives way to a long, gently warming finish. I would agree.
Like a sock that you lost behind a couch and
But
a
you
radiator.
found it in your pants.
Yeah. So it's and then hung up behind a radiator for a few months. So
Oh,
you're
it hung.
This is warm, dry, moist, spicy.
Crisp with a bite.
Yeah.
Smooth,
Yeah.
but harsh.
Like a prostitute's underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a silk crispy
The crispy part's what making me giggle. Like, oh, it's dried.
He's not saying crunchy.
I think we lost Stackhouse. I think he's gone.
yeah.
I apologize to Stackhouse.
Aw.
He's the dude. Still, I want a Stackhouse t-shirt, so I'll hit him up again
Yeah.
if I can. TP, I hope that answers your question about Seth Rollins. As far as the Street Profits go, dude, I don't give a shit about them at all. I'm not a fan. Not liking them.
And I like I feel like in not liking them, like there's a lot of things I should like here. Like I like presence. Like when somebody's trying to be on the mic and be like this badass. I like that. I like that they've created so much of their own gimmick. I just feel like it's such a generic bad version of what could be something awesome. That's what it is, because it doesn't feel like, it feels like yelling. It doesn't feel like they're creating anything. It feels like a response to several things that are old and cliched at this point.
And they're trying really hard to be The Rock. But I'll tell you,
They're trying to be Migos too.
as much as we all want to glorify The Rock in his wrestling days, he doesn't hold up, man.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't great.
Nope.
He just was perfect for the time.
Mm-hmm.
He was the luckiest motherfucker to ever fall into the business. He was out in 6 years.
Yeah.
He came and left in 6 years. That's not a long career. That's less than Alexa Bliss has been there. He wasn't great
No.
on anything. He had Hulk Hogan style matches where it was all like, oh, if you do a couple moves and do a really goofy and look like a video game, you can market yourself. Cool, that's great. He was entertaining to the people who were there in that sense of you're surrounded by people who are taking it seriously and you're the one guy who's sort of not, but you're on their level. It kind of works. I don't see them working.
And I think it's because he was the first to really do it like that.
Yeah.
Which is something that's awesome, but it's kind of like Hulk Hogan was the first person at that level. Hulk Hogan doesn't hold up because Hulk Hogan has had so many people follow him and try and be him and not be him. You're like, okay, I don't care.
You know what I think might be the best Hulk Hogan match? When I look back and think of all the Hogan matches I watches, Hogan and Vince.
Yeah. No, it was because it was the most vicious. And it was Vince. Vince made that match.
Yeah.
That I always think of that Vince coming up from the side of the ring.
And that production.
Yeah.
That was supposedly an accident.
Yes. I love that.
Crazy.
And he comes up in his.
But he did it and he knew.
Mm-hmm.
The cameras are there and he knew. Oh, fuck.
Vince is amazing. Vince, yeah. But like, Hogan he's not aged well because you've had so many people after him try and be him, and in some cases do it better. A lot of cases do it worse. The Rock, I think the better version of The Rock is Cena,
Yes.
with the exception of success outside of the ring.
And, well, I mean, there's no telling if he'll make there because he's definitely on his way. When you look at the beginning of The Rock's Hollywood career and fucking Tooth Fairy and shit, Be Cool, he wasn't exactly on the top of the fucking marquee.
The other thing is The Rock got out way earlier. Cena, I think, has gotten out too late.
He got out very late, but that doesn't mean it's too late for him to make a big impact in there because he's still young enough to the rest of the world. He's just a little old in the wrestling world. But there's no telling. I don't know. He might fucking flop from here on out. But he's starting to get those big fucking things that were those key tickets that made The Rock who he is. He's starting to click those too. So I think it's very possible Cena could do the same thing, but have a much longer storied career with WWE. So when he comes back and says, this is my home, it's believable. And when Rock comes back and said, this is my home, it doesn't feel like that. It feels like, no, this was your launching pad. You never wanted to be here. If you ever wanted to be here, you wouldn't have left so fucking early.
Well, I feel like even it was the second choice even there because he played football. If he'd gotten an offer to go play NFL,
That's what he wanted. That was his dream.
he would have been the NFL. And Ballers goes into that. I think Ballers is what Rock, because I think the show Ballers is a fantastic show with The Rock in it. I think he shows so much of what he can do, but I always kind of feel weird in the sense that he's talking about how he used to play football and all this fantastic wonderfulness in this like alternate universe, and I'm like, this would be an interesting show if he was a former wrestler, but also I feel like this is what he truly in his head in times is.
That's what he sees himself.
Yeah.
I'm sure of it, and that's what I mean. Like, so to me, the
Street Profit.
the Street Profits trying to pretend to be The Rock.
And Ric Flair. That's the other one I keep thinking of because in hip hop, because I always see these parallels with hip hop because of things like his glasses are a new recent add-on that's really come back in is the gold frame glasses with jewels, the rounded frames. They're really big. They're connecting, or Montez Ford especially, is connecting so much to Ric Flair's influence in Southern hip hop, which is cool, except for the fact that it's almost meta. It's like you're trying to portray yourself as the interpretation of a wrestler through another medium. And there's other people who do it better in hip hop and in wrestling.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see what they're doing. They remind me of like the shitty bits of like Sam Kinison, where it's like, well, if you yell enough, people will listen.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
He hasn't aged well either, by the way.
yeah, a lot of his stuff didn't age great.
Oh.
But he's still like a hero in a lot of senses to comedians. He was the fucking legit and a badass, and I get that too. What did you have?
Producer here, I just think they're not coming off as genuine. Any part of their characters or whatever they're trying to portray, none of it's coming off as real, even though I know it's not real. So the whole, one of them talking about, oh, that Nikki, it just sounds like someone else who doesn't know you created these lines for you, and you're trying to pull it off, and it's not clicking.
Yes.
Maybe. I get the feeling that's how they are. Like, I don't know. I don't like the whole Nikki business just because Nikki's openly married to Killian Dane. So unless this builds into Killian Dane beating the shit out of the Street Profits, I don't see where it goes.
Yeah.
And Killian Dane's not in a tag team at this point. He's got a thing with Matt Riddle. I don't know where you go with it. I'm not into the Street Profits having one dude who's always drunk and partying and hungover, and the other dude who's just so excited to be here. Mm-hmm. I just don't feel it. I don't know.
Yeah, and the Montez Ford, there's charisma, but I feel like
That's not it.
it's not put in the right way. I feel like
Really?
either free him up or somebody said, damn, you're good at yelling. Because it's gone from like, I'm like, this is cool, but it's become so much, this is just yelling and mirroring things. Let him do him,
And
if he can. Yeah.
for those of us at home, we don't want to just watch yelling for no reason. If I'm watching that, I'm just either putting it on mute or I'm walking away, and it does not make me interested to see what you got going on in the ring.
Yeah. Where was it with they were with Ric Flair and they're just going woo, and that was when it really clicked, because when they saw Ric Flair and how they were like and going at it and then doing the woos, and I'm like, as they're doing it and going back and forth, I'm like, this is Ric Flair as an image of himself because he's not there anymore, and it's annoying. And this is these guys trying to be that, but also I just looked, and the glasses are what I connected to, because Migos and Offset real big about that, the glasses look, and they were who did Ric Flair drip, and which is the pinnacle of Ric Flair's influence, especially in Southern hip hop.
There's a team out here that comes out to that song locally. It's
It's a
awesome.
Ric Flair drip.
Yeah. Drip, 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 drip.
Well, why would you? I just feel like that. Why would
Well,
you
they
come up-
dab and stuff. They're like a face thing, so they kind of dance to it and shit. It's pretty good. Hey Siri, play Ric Flair drip.
Playing Ric Flair Drip by Offset on Metro Boomin.
Hey Siri, crank it up.
This isn't like an entrance thing I think of.
It's not the song they come out.
Nope. This is not what they come at.
This isn't it. I thought it was different. I thought it was... So it definitely
It
says drip.
changes.
Does it change?
Stop this.
That's the thing. They don't come up to that.
No.
Hey Siri, stop.
That's not it.
Nope.
That's not what they come out to. I thought it was the Ric Flair drip because it says drip a bunch. Hey Siri, play drip.
Here's Drip. featuring Migos by Cardi B.
Huh.
Is it this? Is it? Do they come up to a lady's voice?
Hey
Not
Siri
this.
off.
This isn't it. This isn't it. I apologize. I don't know what they come out to.
Alright.
But it says drip in the song, so
Okay.
clearly it's about Ric
That
Flair,
was
right?
fun.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What'd you think of all the Roman stuff? Roman, Planet's Champions, Buddy Murphy, and the mix. I'm interested and not at the same time.
Yes. Like I feel like I'm curious to see where this is going, but I also don't care. I
Maybe
feel
it's
like
this. We don't know a good way to go with it.
yeah.
It doesn't mean they don't. But I can't think of anyone that I think that this goes to that goes, oh, this is interesting, compelling, and I want to see this match. I don't know that Roman is set in such a way where any match is a match to look forward to.
I feel like what it's done is it's made a bunch of people into bit players that could be doing better, bigger things.
Well, I mean, you're getting the Roman rub. How big is that right now?
I don't think Joe needed the Roman rub.
Smojo. So, what do you think about the Smojo thing? As long as we got a minute and no one's fucking chatting, TP Poker fucking ducking out.
Bastards.
Yeah, we were crapping on the Street Profits.
He
which
wouldn't
really
fucking
liked.
stand up for him then. Everyone was going like, oh, is he turning heel? There's hints that he's turning face and all this shit. I don't buy into this fucking like, are they teasing they're turning face? And the same shit with Alexa, they're teasing she turned face. No, it's just that sometimes characters, to me, on television, can have slightly humane moments that make you connect with that character just a little bit, even if they're fucking evil.
Yeah.
Maleficent had moments where you're like, oh, she's tortured. I feel bad for her. You still want her to fucking murder.
Yeah.
That's how Bray Wyatt gets away with it.
Yeah.
Goes to the fun house and he's the victim.
He's as much as that as you can fucking be. He's that all fucking cranked up. Some people are all like, Smojo's. They're turning him face because he was concerned that Roman got hit by a car. No. That doesn't mean he's a fucking face. It means he watched a dude get hit by a fucking car and said, don't move. How fucking heel are you to see a dude get hit by a car and then be like, yeah, fuck you, dude. Then you start hitting him.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, dude, that's over the line.
Yeah, but he did fuck AJ's wife.
Well, raped.
You say all the time you hope that person gets hit by a car. So.
Yeah, I want to see that for sure.
Oh, okay.
There's a ton of people I think should be hit by cars in front of me so I could giggle.
The Christies right now.
The Christies, for one. Destroy them.
The Radkeys.
Right in the knee.
Yeah.
Right in the knees.
You might damage. Well, I don't want to.
Lowrider.
Yeah. No, but if you did hit the Radkeys with the lowrider, you might damage the lowrider because that one's thick.
There's no good lowrider, so I'm fine with it.
Oh.
Yeah, I said it. Fuck y'all.
Oh. I'm done tonight.
Get it.
It's gonna be one of those nights where I just get quiet.
Hey, TV Poker, did you finish moving? Are you in? You moved? Are you even still here? God damn it.
He's gotta get that U-Haul loaded up.
Let me see. I felt like there was... So, I did want to mention the Roman stuff. I don't see where it goes that makes me interested ultimately.
Yes.
But something about the way Daniel Bryan and Rowan are doing it, I'm interested in that part of it. They're doing a great job with it.
They're so good at what they do, I can get that. But the thing is, I feel like... I don't think Roman is a vacuum for talent. I think what's happened is you've made Roman a vacuum for talent. You've made a vacuum for talent that's very adjacent to Roman, and you pull things to him to try and give the Roman rub to or help other people out, but it doesn't. I think you could have these people in different angles with different people and make it also interesting and compelling, Roman included. I don't know about this.
Yeah.
And I think also part of it that really bugs me, if I'm honest with what I'm curious about, is almost a morbid curiosity with how bad it is at times. Acted and angle-wise. It's like, well, what's the next dumbass thing going to be?
Yeah. Every time they do it and they try to squeeze it in at the end, it feels a little Law and Order. You know what I mean?
Yes, and the way that they brought this in at the very end here, it's like, I don't like when you do this.
I will say this: where the fuck are the fashion files? This is perfect for them.
I like the fashion files. I miss the fashion files a lot.
I don't. I hated them. But if you're having an investigation, bring back the fashion police to figure this shit out. No one seems to know what's going on. Where the fuck's the fashion police? That's all they do is investigate. They're investigator Rudies.
Fashion peaks.
Yeah.
It's
So what happened in Japan?
in Japan. So, G1 concluded. Kota Ibushi won the G1, beat Jay White. Great match.
Jay White was in the finals?
Yeah.
Wow.
Final match. I mean, it's not like a built like you go up to the top and it's it's more of a points based thing. So
Yeah.
the last match of it all was gonna be Jay White and Kota Ibushi, and they're both fairly high up. Kota Ibushi wins. Gets the cup.
Who knocked Moxley out of the whole thing?
Moxley wasn't out. It was just kept going. You don't get knocked out. You just do matches. Moxley is going to be facing Juice again coming up. Yeah, but
you said Japan, and I thought you meant New Japan.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Okay.
yeah. But the biggest thing was Kenta, former Hideo Itami, is now part of the Bullet Club, and
Which he used to be as well, right?
nope.
I saw an old picture of him with a Bullet Club shirt.
Yeah, that was when he first came to NXT with Finn.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. That was both of them at NXT being silly. But Kenta joined the Bullet
No
Club.
more Ice Cube.
Yay. And great segment because Shibata comes out, or Katsuyori Shibata comes out, who's not been an active wrestler since an injury, and comes and gives a fucking beat down on Kenta. And then they lay out Shibata, and Kenta's sitting on him as the rest of the Bullet Club appears around him.
Isn't that a type of bread?
What?
That's a bread, right?
No, that's Shibata. But yes.
You can't Jack in the Box.
It's a fun name to say. Shibata. It's all good. I wish I was named after a fun food to say.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
There's
Eric-
nothing good to eat with clump.
Mashed potatoes?
There's no clump of
Clumpy
mashed
mashed
potato.
potatoes are the worst thing ever.
No one wants a clump in their
No.
mashed potato.
Yeah, it's
They're
true.
the real potatoes. They're real potato pieces.
Everyone wants a real potato. Nobody wants a clump. No one says, "I'm so glad I got a mouthful of clump on this one."
Yeah, I'll be honest. If I went to a restaurant and they had my name like in the description of the food, and it has clumped fried eggplant in this
Standing up
salad.
for you, jerk.
I understand, but I don't like.
He's read a menu.
Yeah.
No one saw the word clump in the description and went, "I'll have that."
Yeah. I mean, I embrace it. My name sounds terrible.
How would you describe your minestrone? Full of clumps.
Yeah.
I'll pass.
If I, and I love cooking, had a restaurant, I would, and somebody said this food is clumpy, I'd be like,
I apologize.
I apologize. What is your name? I'm Chef Clump. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
You are what you eat, you clump.
I also love that when your name's Clump, nobody asks if you want to be called something else. Somebody asks like, hey, do you want to be called like by your middle name or first name? You're just fucking Clump.
You're just a clump, dude. It's not just that that's your name. It's that is your shape.
At home, family's house, nobody. They call me by my middle name, but nobody calls me.
I feel like you ever seen the oblongs? I
Yeah.
feel like that's your family.
My dad kind of looks like the mirror.
See?
Yeah.
So overall, good tournament, top to bottom.
I think it was a great end. I'm curious. I mean, my hope is that Shibata comes back into wrestling. I hope that this is like him coming back to these clear 2
She
performances.
just Googled oblongs. She just Googled it, saw the picture for the first time. She didn't have TV rolling it.
Really?
Oh, that's pretty funny. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Sorry. Carry on.
I'm the little girl that has the thing growing out of her head.
The clump.
Yeah.
As far as AEW news, we didn't touch
The
a
signed
lot.
Orange Cassidy, the San Marcos stunt. Cool, we're good.
Micro Stunt, they definitely signed, I think 2 weeks ago. They signed Orange Cassidy this week. I did see even Dave Meltzer say that he feels that could be a line in the sand for a lot of fans and that they got to be careful with how they utilize Orange Cassidy. And I don't disagree with that. They did announce for the second week show, Spears versus Moxley. Not interested, but I'm sure a lot of people are. Well, when you think about the level of talent they have, that's probably the best booking you can give those guys, right?
No.
Where are you going to put Sean? He's better than most of those guys, but worse than most of WWE.
Well, here's the thing. I think what's happened is they're like, we're not going to redo this match from a pay-per-view because I think you could do better bookings for them, but
To lead up to it, or
no, on your first 3 shows. But I think they don't want to repeat, because I think a repeat of Omega Moxley would be cool. I think,
well,
but
we haven't even seen Omega Moxley 1 yet.
yeah, but you get what I mean. If we're talking about possible better bookings,
Well, but you can't book the top 2 dudes over and over again. You got to do other shit, right?
yeah, it does put Sean Spears up, maybe.
You could potentially elevate him if he doesn't fuck it up.
Yeah.
Real asshole, that guy.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what the shows come out to be. But
I'm excited. I found out my Sling subscription comes with TNT, so I get to watch it. So that'll be nice.
yeah,
I do want to see what's going to go on. I do think it's interesting that the first 3 shows are all East Coast. I think that's intentional to draw as many people as they can. Smart. I think it's going to be a while before they make it out here to the West Coast.
I agree.
I'm a little bummed out by that because I think that they're going to try and sit in that little hotbed there and try to sell out as much as possible. But you got to get the heat. You know what's funny is I was listening to Sean Mooney's podcast, as advertised by Wrestling on the Works. And he interviewed Scott Hall at StarCast. And Scott Hall asked Sean Mooney, and he's like, "Do you think it was the fans who sold it out, or do you think the company bought all the tickets just to resell them? Because it would definitely bring a lot of heat to the company." I was like, "Fuck, that's fucking deep."
This also sounds like something Scott Hall and WCW would have done.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it was the fans, but I like that that's already where guys like Scott Hall are thinking is it's smart for the company to do that kind of thing.
We did that.
Yeah.
We definitely
Definitely
we did
bought our
that
own
when,
tickets.
when we were booking. We bought tickets.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm a little bummed because just looking at the way they're doing it, I want them to come out here. I'd like to go see them.
I would too. I agree with you though. If you're booking these shows, you gotta book them where you have people like cities around you. So like, we may not get this many people in fucking Philly, but we can get people from New York.
Yeah. I wonder too if they'll go to maybe Phoenix before they ever hit Tucson.
Oh yeah, because I would probably go up to Phoenix for it.
I probably would if it. I mean, it's on a Wednesday night, so actually maybe not. Just because my work schedule. I don't know if I could go there and get back in time.
Could you take a Thursday?
It's pretty tough. But I mean, I could make it happen if I had to. It's got to be pretty far out. And it sounds like
Yeah,
it
that's
sounds
the
like
thing.
they got to do.
I gotta have it scheduled out far enough where I can request it, but yeah.
Apart from that, they announced for All Out officially Shawn Spears versus Cody as a dream match. I don't see it as a dream match. Is that just me?
Nope.
Even as an AEW fan, you don't see it as a dream match?
Nope. I feel like the I wouldn't say dream match. I think it could be a match of me trying to argue my relevance. Dream match.
Ooh. We're still here. You can put on the dramatic light.
Yeah.
That you got.
Hell yeah.
I'm watching to see if the feed went out.
Yeah.
What would be your dream match?
Oh God. I'd like to see Undertaker praying at this stage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be in the.
I would like. I want the Fiend to retire the Undertaker.
in a squash.
Yes.
Decisive.
I want Undertaker to put him on a fence, but I want it to be like Finn, where it says he's having a good offense, but it's not working. Like he's just being answered every time. Yeah. Just enjoying yourself here.
Well, we had to take advantage for what happened. I mean, lights went out.
What the hell
So if you
happened?
wanted me to do a mandible claw on either of you, God.
What?
You don't want these hands in your mouth. That's, yeah. Ugh. Smell my fingers. No.
Did they announce the mystery tag team partners for Jericho yet?
Nope.
Who do you think it's going to be? I think they don't know. I
That's
honestly think they don't know. I think their plan was the club.
Ooh.
And I think they don't know now.
I don't. I wonder if it's going to be one of those like last we have this person before we come in things, but I don't know who you could pull.
I know there's rumors that Revival have not signed new contracts yet. I just have a hard time buying into it with as much as they're on TV. I just don't know. As much as they go over and as good as they look out there, I just don't know. If it's true, then I think that Revival could be a huge match for that.
I feel like if any WWE talent, and this isn't shitting on or being an asshole to WWE, but if any talent was even rumored to, or they felt like they were dissatisfied and they had like a handshake deal like that where they're out of it, they would not be on TV until they resigned.
I feel like so.
Like, not in a bad way, but I think as a company, that's something that's smart. Like, I'm not going to do this because Moxley or Dean Ambrose was different. Dean Ambrose was unique because he had such a high position on the card.
Plus, he lied to them.
Yeah. He
I think the lying to them was helpful in that.
Yeah, if he said he was going to go to AEW, they'd be like, fuck off, we're not helping out here.
He told them that he needed to take time to make a movie.
Really?
Yeah. He had a whole thing about the movie and made up a bunch of shit about it. And yeah, they thought he was going to leave. He wants to reevaluate things. He wants to explore who he is and make a movie. And in reality, he was just talking to AEW the whole fucking time. So I think that also ruins it for the rest of us. You know what I mean? Everybody else left in the company, or not even us, but you know. No one's going to get away with that shit again.
Now, with them signing people, the way that they are now announcing. What is it?
Okay.
I had like a timer set up at one point, and it's like a thing. I thought it was already off, but it's not.
It's still.
With the way that AEW now is announcing these signings, I think it's speaking to like maybe the signings they had were people who weren't getting as consistent bookings outside of it. So they're like, yeah, we'll just sign you. But with people who had consistent bookings in the indies, that weren't the Bucks, they were like, they didn't have them in signed contracts. They're like, yeah, you can do what you need to do now. And now that they're getting closer, it's like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And that's cool. That's fine. That's actually that's more open than I expected. That's fine. Because like Darby Allin finally confirmed it too.
He's signed right now.
Like 3 weeks or so ago. That's fine. I think I don't know who would be that big announcement. I don't think Pac's gonna be in anything. I'm kind of depressed with that one because I think the more that you have, the more you go from company to company and say it's them, the more and more I think it's you. And at this point, it's him.
Yeah.
And it does also speak to the ability for AEW to continue to try and work with him by having Adam Page do a match in his own promotion. They gave away a match, which I thought would have been a fantastic match to see.
Yeah. I'm still seeing nothing to make me disbelieve my thought that Cody isn't the smartest person in this whole thing and just keeps telling people, yeah, sure, whatever you want to do, but keeping his ongoing WWE angle going. So if and when he ever needs to jump out, he's already got a fucking Triple H match lined up.
Yeah.
I don't know, when you see that shit like Pac and stuff too, it just feels like more of that same.
They could sign Austin Aries for one match because he'll fuck
Because
off.
no one's gonna fucking sign him.
Nope.
I don't know. What does he want? Fucking Enzo and Cass? No one wants that
no.
shit. So I don't know.
I
I
could
think
see-
it was
I
supposed to
could
be the
see-
club. I think they just don't know who now.
I could see Kaz going back to the WWE.
Yeah, I could see that working.
I
out.
think he would do good there. I think I'd rather see him there.
I could see that. That wouldn't shock me entirely.
Enzo, don't know. Because I think Kaz has grown.
Did you see Flying Brian's got a match with him? And he said, in my short career, I've been able to have a lot of matches with legends. He's like, this is the first time I'll have one with a disappointment or something like that. So fucking funny.
Hell yeah.
Disgrace, that's what he called them.
Yeah.
They're plotting a comeback as free agents. That's what Fox reported. Huh.
Fuck him. And Enzo was saying he didn't need wrestling anymore. He would never be in a wrestling ring again because he was going to be the most popular rapper of all time.
Look at that.
That worked out. So he went back to the only fans he ever had.
Well, and you know, he and with other people on the podcast, because they keep bringing him on, Torpedo, one of my favorite wrestling podcasts. I used to like the Store Horsemen a lot and listen to them every once in a while. But they keep bringing Enzo on, and then keep bringing him on like in this positive, like, yeah, he's a bro, and then like, and I'm like, look, don't enable this dickhead because he's a dickhead. And even though the charges were acquitted on what happened there, I'm still like, part of me is like, I wouldn't bring him on to shit on the people involved because essentially he's done that.
Yeah, and the fucking local promotion here that keeps putting James Ellsworth on. I won't go to their shows now. He's one of their champions. He has a title now.
Oh,
I just won't do it. I won't be a part of it, and it kind of bums me out because I got friends who are on those cards, and I'd like to see more of the stuff going on there because you got a bunch of good people. That's me. That's me.
and I'm like, look,
You got to. Sorry.
that's what I sound like. Shit.
You sound like a fucking idiot.
Oh,
It's
God.
crazy,
Is
dude.
that you or him?
That was clown.
That's me. I just don't like my voice.
Didn't sound like either of you.
I sound like farts. Go ahead.
Yeah, mostly farts. But yeah, they keep booking him. He's one of their champions now. He's on like all their shows, and it's like, wow, dude, I'm not gonna. This is the same place that put on Darby Allin, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go see Darby Allin, and for whatever reason I couldn't make it to that show. It's fucking. And then the next show and every show since then is like, it's fucking starring James Ellsworth. Well, I don't want to be part of the James Ellsworth promotion.
No.
I know the tickets are free, but I don't want you guys even to think people are in that building for that. So I'm gonna do that meet and greet
The
for
other thing
October, and then I'm done.
Well, the other thing is, I think that you can do a lot to apologize and try and fix things. And what upsets me with both Enzo and James Ellsworth is that it's not there. There are people who truly believe they're victims of something. And even if there was an ability for that, you have to acknowledge the things you did to make it such that you could be that easily blamed.
Yeah, 100%.
Because if you're riding that line, doing fine, not being an asshole, not getting in situations where it's very easy for someone to say, like, hey, you're doing this, it's not going to be happening, you know?
Yeah. I agree. But I think overall the weekend was good for wrestling. I think SummerSlam was fantastic. I think it's the best we've ever seen Brock and Seth. I think Bailey is elevating that SmackDown division. Alexa and Nikki are elevating that tag team division, which so desperately needs it. And Sasha Banks is coming in to bring a breath of life into the Raw division. And all the while, the other guys can't seem to figure out what the fuck they're up to. So I think they need to step it up and catch up to the women in this aspect. I think that brings us to last call. Anything else you want to talk about?
They talked a little bit about the SmackDown 20th anniversary show that's going to be happening on Fox.
In LA?
And I'm not excited for it.
I think this. I'm glad you brought it up. I think that they're not going to not have a show on Tuesday. I think October 1st or whatever, which is a Tuesday, and then October 2nd, it's going to be a Wednesday, and have AEW's for a show is going to be followed by the 20th anniversary of SmackDown. So I think that in order to give their wrestlers a break, to not be working so much all week, you have a reunion show, hype show, which the Raw reunion was so good and should have been total shit, And it was a bummer because it burnt a week of possible storytelling for SummerSlam. But then look what they did with SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
They fucking pulled it off and they did a great job of it, and it was great. I think that they can burn the first episode of SmackDown, especially if we've already had a SmackDown that week. We're going to have 1 week with 2 SmackDowns. One of those can be a reunion. And one of them could be every old dude out there, a fucking health and wellness check. Let's make sure everyone's alive and breathing. Who can even fly anymore? Who can travel? I think it's fine. I think it's going to be pretty good that way.
Yeah.
And then your next Tuesday or your next Friday, just a week later, you're going to have all the fucking people back and you're back on track.
Fair. I think, well, the reason I'm worried is I think of like the Raw 25th, where that was just like...
That was not as good as the Raw reunion.
No, it was terrible.
Weird.
Looking back at it, like I wanted to like it because I'm like, no, everything I watch, I'm like, so if you're, and I worry that it's going to be that because they're announcing all the people coming, and I'm like, is this just going to be like segment after segment, people coming in, cutting half a promo and leaving, or like all these jump ins and like, yeah, if they do that, I'm okay with it because I don't want you to burn content.
What if the OC gets over on DX on that? Oh wait, they're Raw.
That's not happening.
Yeah, but that would be great because they chased him out. Have him go in there, fucking Magic Killer, fucking X-Pac. You could take a bump.
Tears his asshole open.
He's the only one who can.
Probably shouldn't. I mean, he tore it.
He tore his asshole decades ago, and who hasn't? God damn. Let's be honest. Every time I go to fucking Filiberto's, I tear an asshole.
Like,
Doesn't make it not worth it.
yeah, maybe you shouldn't Bronc Buster your shits.
Yeah, dude, double meat. Every time. Double meat,
Oh no.
double guac.
Are you sure you're not also allergic to avocados?
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Fair point. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think there's reason to be excited because I think it's gonna be fun and goofy. I think that it's not gonna be all that serious of a show, but I think it's because those guys need a break, man. Give them a break. Let us have a little fucking. Let's cheers to the legends. I'm always okay with that.
This one is liquid.
The way you said that, I don't know what kind of liquid's in it.
Looks kind of not great. So
Looks really not great.
yeah, just give me a second. I don't. Let's look. Yeah. Liquid.
So just because the chat got quiet because TP Poker fucking dumped out on us. Cheers. Last call. Thank you guys for watching.